Hello, everyone. We're here again, and it's episode 101, which sounds good, you know.
Yeah, hey, hang on. Before we go, are you saying that we're in room 101?
Well, who knows? We could be. Orwellian. Oh, that TV series where we have to pick 5 things we'd put in room 101. But
Oh yeah, can I suggest Tony York's
yeah.
into room 101, please?
But, anyhow, we're here again. Anyhow, and thank you as always, Delboy, for being here. And we're moving on now after last week's celebrations, back to a normal, whatever we call it, a normal one. So I normally ask this question, and I know what you're going to say, but what have you been watching or been able to watch anything?
Well, I did watch Apollo 13 this afternoon, and I watched Capricorn 1 yesterday because of Artemis 2, which is going to lift off in about the next 3 or 4 hours. So I thought I wanted to watch something spacey. I know that you watched The Right Stuff not long ago, so you were all right, weren't you? So you watched something spacey in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have expected you to watch 2001, a Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
I think that might have been stretching it to an extreme, but you could have watched an episode of Space 1999. What it is it's all about getting into the fun of things, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
What else have I watched? Just trying to think now. I'll just show my screen for a minute. There we go. Because a couple of things have turned up. I've got 2 of these, so I'll show you the one that's got to go back because for some unknown reason I got 2 of them. But I did watch this Salem's Lot again because it's the special Salem's Lot.
Yeah.
I got one yesterday and I got one today.
That's strange.
So I'll be sending one back. But
and that happened with Peter Davidson one, didn't it?
Yes,
but
with that I didn't get charged. This one I've got charged. So.
Oh, well, you don't want that.
One has got to go back.
Yeah.
Of course, I've got Casino.
Oh, what a film! I love Casino.
So that's a nice special edition.
Yeah.
And as I was saying to you in a text, these are pre-orders, and I haven't had anything really turn up for a long time for me. In fact, it was the Doctor Who one the week before, and the week before that there was, I think, one steel book, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah.
What I have put through now is a shadow interpretation of what I used to have come through. I'd have probably had about 15 in 1 week come through. But the one I'm really excited to watch after it was reissued, and that was Suspiria, because as I told you, I've never seen Suspiria, and this is, I think, a reissue. I think you've got this one, haven't you? I think it's this exact one.
Suspiria is just
so this is the 4K Suspiria. So I can now finally watch it and then talk to you about I've seen Suspiria. Yeah, bloody hell. So that's what's turned up. So the reason I showed those is because I have got Salem's Lot, and I did watch the 3-hour version, and I'll tell you what, the picture quality was great. So that was marvelous. I'm trying to think now. I watched a couple of carry-ons because I needed cheering up.
Yeah.
And I immediately followed it up with a documentary that was on radio called Carry On, Carrying On, which was hosted by Fenella Fielding, talking about the Carry On films. And as soon as I listened to that documentary, I then looked through my soundtracks and found out that I've got a Carry On soundtrack, which has got all of the music. And I tell you what, nobody really talks about this, but how iconic is the music in Carry On? I mean, we all know those little ditties and tunes that are going on in the background, right?
Yeah.
And I was going, do you know what? We talk about, Lawrence of Arabia and all of this sort of stuff. By the way, Capricorn 1's got a Jerry Goldsmith score. Just thought I'd bring that into the subject, man. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is we all talk about those things like Ben-Hur and all of that sort of stuff, the soundtracks. The carry-ons have got iconic music because, I mean, we put those carry-ons on, and we can hear the music, can't we? And we know the tunes.
Yeah.
Right. And yet nobody talks about them. No, I do not hear somebody talk about those.
And yet,
those
you know them straight away. That's the thing, isn't it? Isn't it amazing that you know a tune? You know it's a carry-on tune.
Yeah.
You just know when you hear it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And we know straight away it says Peter Rogers presents, a carry-on film and all of this sort of stuff. So we're familiar with all the names now that come up, who wrote it, who directed it, who produced it, because we know we're used to Peter Rogers' name coming up and all of this sort of stuff. I mean, it's sort of like embedded in UK consciousness, I think. You know what I mean? I mean, I think it's probably the most successful comedy series going. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if you talk about American comedies and all sorts of different comedies. The Carry On films are iconic, and I think is the greatest comedy series. You see what I mean? I mean, how many were there? There was 17. What was there? Was there 17 original or 20 odd original Carry-Ons? I can't.
There's a lot, isn't there?
At some point, they were doing 2 a year.
Yeah. I think there's about. I'm sure it's as high as about 28, 29.
Yeah, I was going to say, Emmanuel, you could turn around and say is the last quintessential one, because the one after Emmanuel was Eclipse one, which had Barbara Windsor, didn't it?
Kenneth, that's often not counted
in a cinema, sort of like doing lots and lots of clips.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we don't talk about Columbus.
Don't mention that one.
I mean, we don't mention that because that usually is followed up with a cross being made. And all this kind of stuff, doesn't it? Yeah. I did see a Dracula film during the week. I think it was Lust for Dracula.
Which one?
I think it was on Rewind TV, and I think it was like a cult one. I think it was Lust for Dracula or something like that. It was a 1970 non-Hammer thing.
Oh, right, a non-Hammer one.
So that was on Rewind TV. I know I saw that during the.
Yeah.
I know I saw that during the trying to go to sleep phase, because I'm still trying to go to sleep. I watched a load of Doctor Who's.
Of course. Why not?
I even saw your the one that you just done a recent review of.
No, 10th Planet?
No, the one that you did this week.
Oh, which did I do this? Oh, yeah, I went back. It was the French Revolution.
Yeah, the French one. Yeah, the one where you're missing 5 and 6.
Yeah, that's it. Because, I'm doing them now. I decided to do the episodes that we've got some left and they've animated. Yeah. I've done them. Yeah. I'm going through them now. Before Patrick Troughton. Unfortunately, with Patrick Troughton, there's a lot missing, isn't there?
Well, there is if you're looking at the DVD. If you're looking at your own DVD collection, and if you're only buying the collection type Blu-ray box sets, then you've got a lot missing. But I've got a lot of the animated ones because I bought them on Steelbook,
I have. I've got some of the animated ones, Patrick Troughton. But even then, they haven't. There's still quite a few, isn't there? I mean,
you have got things like Power of the Daleks, and you have got.
Yeah, I've got that. I've got that. I've even got a Steelbook of that.
Yeah, I think there's the Underwater Menace, isn't there?
Yeah, and there's a few. Anyhow, we'll be getting there. We'll get there to Patrick Troughton. And it's always a shame that we don't have more of him. He seems to have suffered worse than Hartnell, really.
Yeah. So that's really me. I will probably think of others while we're going along, but I'm very interested in knowing what's in Tony York's corner this week. And by the way, Tony, if you're thinking, why is it that my friend's got a spanner and I don't have a spanner yet against my name, right? we were talking about this before. Rocket Bunny is because we know what the number is at the end of his name, comes up when we search for him in the special section where you could put moderator, and still we don't know what yours is.
And it
we
won't
typed in
come up
Tony
with it.
Yorks, we've typed in Tony York, we've typed in everything, right? And your name still does not come up.
The spanner is gone. It's gone for a walk.
And I said to Ian, I said, look, we've really seriously got to find out what Tony York's real name is. But in the meantime, Rocket Bunny is such a nice person that I don't think he'd ban anybody that that we would want, which we would not want to have banned from the chat.
We have got the bad list.
So I said you might as well keep him there as a moderator while we work on Tony York's corner. Because we typed that in, by the way, Tony. We typed Tony York's corner, and that didn't come up with anything either. We put in Tony York the bastard. That didn't come up.
There it is, the first one. Ah, dear.
Right, that's the first one we tried was Tony.
Actually, do you know what made me laugh? I was watching you doing a game. I don't know. I was just flicking. I said, "Oh, you're on doing a game." And guess what? The first word I heard, bastard. I said, "Oh, bloody hell!" It was the first thing. So I was worse when you're playing games.
Steve turned around and said, "You sod! You were supposed to do a live stream last week and you didn't do it." And I said, "Do you know what?" I said, "Now that I'm close for my mum coming back, I'll do a live stream." So I went live, and it was nice. Cy turned up, Jamie turned up, all of that sort of stuff. And I put on a game, and I tell you what, it's so infuriating because I'm trying to read. And I'm trying to play a game at the same time, right? And every time I die, I just go, alien bastard, shit, bastard, shit. All of this, because I'm crap at games, right? Jamie even said, I'm pissing myself watching you try to play a game. And that cheers me up because it's not about, I'm crap at playing games. I've never turned around and said I'm a game player. I've enjoyed games. And some of these games I haven't played for 40 years. What I like doing is cheering people up.
Yeah,
right?
Well,
that's what I like doing.
I don't know much about games, but I thought, hey, is there we're saying bastard every second? Oh, dear.
So of course I was very happy that I'd put a smile on McMahon Movie's face. Because I mean, if you have a look, I mean, I'm so sick of that miserable, bloody looking face every week that I'm glad I put a smile on it. I had to imagine what a smile looks like on his face. You know what I mean? Because it's covered by a beard. So how are you supposed to bloody see anything, right? So there's my little rant over with that. So I'm looking forward to Tony York's corner. As you know, guys, by the way, I will have to get up and sort of move around a little bit because my leg is still playing up. And the news is that my mother should be out tomorrow, all being well. So the rest will be in my blog. But yes, my mum should be out. She's finally escaped from hospital Alcatraz, where the food looks like it's beige coloured. It's like it's got it looks like a Spectrum game. It's got no colour in it, right? I'm trying to cause an argument here. No, but I mean, honestly, rice pudding looks like frog spawn. It really is disgusting. It's disgusting looking, and I can't imagine anybody eating it unless you were force fed it. You know what I mean? So finally, my mum's going to have some good food in her from tomorrow. So there you are. And thanks to everybody and their support for the last 3 or so weeks. It's been a horrible time. The worst time in the world was my mum going in for her operation. That was worse than her having her actually fall was going in for an operation at 85. So yeah. So thank you very much. So what are the delights that you can tell us that you've been watching?
Let's see. The first one that I liked, I love this film. It's this one. Dr.
Oh, hang on.
Terror's House
One
of
more I
Terror.
watched. One more I watched.
Oh, go on.
Logan's Run. There we are. Carry on.
Fantastic film. Fantastic. This one I absolutely love. It's Amicus's first film from 1965. It's an anthology, and it was their sort of opening film, really, of anthology. They decided they wanted to do anthology. The bloke who was
Can I ask a question? How many anthology films did Amicus do? Because you know the one that I want is From Beyond the Grave, but
that's
how many did they do?
I don't know. I don't.
Did they do
know
9, 10? I always thought of them as being Hammer Productions, but then I was corrected.
No. I don't know. I don't think there's. I don't know. I don't think I don't think there'll be as many as 10. I doubt it. I don't think there would be. There could be.
You know the one I want From Beyond the Grave, and I believe it's being reissued, but I don't know.
Yeah, I've got that.
Every time I wanted it, it's always 30 quid or something.
Yeah, I have got that. I know it's out of print. Yeah, but I've got that one. Anyhow, this one, it's always been a bit of a favourite of mine. I say it's 1965, and it's the first one, and it's got the anthologist. It starts off in this railway compartment. So you've got all these characters inside the railway compartment, and it's going along. And so the stories, you've got a werewolf story, and you've got a creeping vine story, which is like, a Triffid kind of story. You've got a voodoo story. A voodoo one, I think a lot of people think about it because it's got Roy Castle in, playing the trumpet with his voodoo song, which gets things going. And then you've got, after the voodoo one, you've got a vampire one, which has Donald Sutherland in it. A very young looking Donald Sutherland. I think he was over here right at the beginning of his career doing films before he got his bigger breaks. But this is, for me, I really like this. It's much better than they did some other ones which weren't as good. There's one that's released on Indicator. I'm trying to think what that one's called. It's one with Jack Palance in it. It's something Garden. It's called, something Garden. I'm sure somebody knows it. Things, and it's not as good. It's not as good. This one is absolutely brilliant because Peter Cushing. You can't help but love Peter Cushing in these stories. But and the actors are saying you've even got people like Bernard Lee popping up, which he, and this is after his Bond appearances. Michael Gough, of course, Christopher Lee. Some great talent in there, absolutely great.
Do you think that because Amicus used people that were so synonymous with Hammer that's why people get mixed up, because they've got Peter Cushing and they've got Christopher Lee and they've got Donald Pleasance and all of this other stuff in them?
I think as well the other thing is that it was a good idea to do sort of anthology, because Hammer didn't do any anthologies. It was only the TV series,
the remnants that make up Hammer started off with a anthology, didn't they? With that Day of Night, what's it called? Dead of Night or something, which is an anthology with the puppet and all of that sort of stuff. That is a Hammer production before it was known as Hammer, wasn't it?
Well, Hammer went back and did a lot of other things. They did a lot of British films.
It's the people that make up the name Hammer that actually made the Hammer name up. But of course, they did create a studio before it was called Hammer, and they did that black and white horror anthology film that I bought. That I forgot what it's called. Something Day of Night, or so I forgot what it's
Yes,
called.
that, yeah.
Dead of Night or something like that, which has got the famous mannequin, the puppet that comes to sort of like life, that
Yes,
the bloke
yeah.
ends up in a psychiatry ward. That makes up the film Magic, basically.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
but
Because apparently, I was looking at this. Actually, the idea came. The script was from an unmade TV series. And that film, Dead of Night, from 1945.
yeah.
He sort of hoped to put that on TV, and this is where the script came from of these anthology stories.
Yeah, so I've got Dead of Night
yeah,
because I was
yeah.
recommended it, and I really enjoyed it.
That's an important film because it's 1945.
Yeah.
Going back. So I've always loved this one. It's been on TV, I think, quite a lot of times, and Peter Cushing is just so good in it as always. And the strangest thing is seeing, I think, Roy Castle and Alan Freeman. Alan Freeman, Fluff, the pop pickers and all that sort of programs that he used to do on radio. He's not actually, to be honest, his acting isn't going to win any Oscars. There we are. But I love that one.
We've got a request, Ian, before you go any further.
Yeah.
So we've got your favourite actor in there, Peter. What's his surname again?
Cushing. Not Cushion. No, not Cushion. Cushing.
I think you've cheered Rocket Bunny up no end with that.
Yeah, I've got it right this time. But I can call him Peter Cushing. But yeah, Peter Cushing. Oh dear. Right. What have we got next? We've got this one. I always tend to pick a Western every week. You can't beat a good Western.
Which, by the way, they're releasing a 4K of The Searchers, I believe.
Oh, that would be good as well. This one is Garden of Evil. This is from 1954, and this has got one of my favorite actors in it. I just think he's such a great actor. So many films in it. It's got Richard Widmark in it.
Okay.
And Richard Widmark is just one of those actors. He's just somewhat about him. He's really good. And we've got Gary Cooper, who was always appearing in westerns and other sort of films. He was at one time, I think, a rival to John Wayne. In fact, many people possibly rated him higher than John Wayne, I think.
Yeah.
But John Wayne probably ultimately wins out. But Gary Cooper is such a great actor. And he's also got another actress that was interesting, Susan Haywood, who had a sort of career she's really quite an attractive woman. She was in Rawhide, 1951, which was a sort of another Western. But she was in things like Demetrius and the Gladiators. She's, I think, Victor Mature film, 1954. And she was in an exploitation film, Valley of the Dolls. I don't know if that's quite a cult sort of classic.
Well, it is.
Exploitation film. I think that's like Harold Robbins. Remember when Harold Robbins was on booksellers, everywhere. But yeah, I think she's really, really good in this. And this director is another amazing director. His name is Henry Hathaway, and he was in China Girl. He directed China Girl, which I really like. I think it's a great film. And here he is, Desert Fox, the story of Rommel. Now, I wonder which great actor is in that. Oh yeah, James Mason. Rawhide, which is considered an absolutely brilliant Western, directed that one. And then let's see, Circus World, which is a strange kind of film. That's from 1954. But the one that I think a lot of people will know is he directed True Grit, John Wayne, 1969. And also he did a film, another Second World War film called Raid on Rommel from 1971, which had Richard Burton in. So he's a great director. So the story in this film is basically that this woman comes along and she says she wants these group. She's going to pay them. She offers them quite a lot of money to go and collect her husband, who's trapped in this collapsed gold mine, I suppose it is. And so you get these. They're just saying, "Oh yeah, we'll do it." You know, Gary Cooper, he's all money, is his character. That's what he does. Widmark's like a gambler, so he's into doing it all, and so off they go. And of course, things aren't quite as straightforward as you'd expect, and they go through it's amazing how all these things happen to be going through Apache country. Oh dear, why are they going through Apache country? Because we know that the Apaches are the most dangerous of the Indian tribes. They were always feared, so of course that just adds to jeopardy factor. But it's just one of these westerns that you just sit back, enjoy the cinematography. Looks absolutely fantastic. And what I like about it, again, they combined actual photos of the landscape and but then they do these matte paintings in the background, combined them both, and it just looks absolutely fantastic. You just can't beat. I've mentioned it before about these matte paintings, but they're absolutely brilliant. They really are.
I can see you being in a Western, Ian.
Oh God.
I can see you being as one of those people that's one of those mining prospectors that's been down a mine for about 70 years and comes out saying I got gold and then gets robbed by one of the people that steals all the gold away from the person. You look like one of them mining prospectors, that's been sifting gold in the water or something. I think that could be a second job after your Captain Birdseye gin.
The fish fingers. Yeah, I've noticed something about westerns is everybody is always, no matter what, they've got to have their coffee. Coffee must have been like a big addiction, and it was everything. Every time they have the campfire, when they camp, you've got to get the coffee on. You've got to have the coffee.
There's two things about that. One, it's got to be like black syrup, right? Because it never looks like it's like liquid, right? And you've got to throw it in the fire after you're finished with it. Right? You can't throw it anywhere else. It's got to be at the fire where they are sitting around. You got to chuck it in. And I'm going, how long did it take you to light that fire? And then you're trying to put it out with this black syrup shit.
It must have taken hours.
Why can't you chuck it behind you or something? You've got a whole desert behind you and you've got to chuck it at the fire. No other place. It's the law.
Yeah. Coffee. Now we know why Americans are obsessed with coffee. It's because they always were.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think if Mel Brooks did another Western parody, he'd have one with a tin cup that says Costa written on the side.
Yeah.
There'll be some bloke with a stall out in the middle of the desert saying, "Do you want a cappuccino or do you want an espresso?"
Yeah, I don't think they've actually heard of tea. If you said, "Oh, do you want a cup of tea?" Go, huh? What's that?
Or he'll put a Costa vending machine out in the desert. Anybody got a dollar? You can imagine Mel Brooks doing that, though.
Yeah. Oh, I could see that. It would be a good parody, I think. Yeah. Right. The next one might surprise some people, but I've decided to watch this. This is the original Wuthering Heights.
Hang on, withering.
Wuthering.
Withering. What's Withering Heights?
Yeah, it's a great Kate Bush song. It's a great Kate Bush song.
Well, it is.
Yeah. She unfortunately she couldn't do the soundtrack for this film.
But although she based hers on the BBC production, didn't she?
Yeah. Well, there's been a lot of and the funny thing is, I've not seen that many adaptations of this, and there's quite a few. I was looking, but I happen to have this. I think I chose this because my wife, she absolutely loved this, and it's one of the first things she ever bought on video. And then she bought, and then bought a DVD copy of it. Here it is. I think the only thing I think that's wrong with this is that, and I think later versions have probably corrected it, is that the Yorkshire Moors don't look that convincing. It's in California, on the studio backlot, probably. All you get is the hill that they go on together, and they're all going about the Yorkshire Moors, but there's no there. There's no in the film.
Unfortunately, you see, there's no Dingle Farm in the background, is there, or anything like that? You know what I mean? Because unless Emmerdale's in it, you can't have a Yorkshire Moor anymore, can you?
So, also everybody seems rather posh, to put it lightly. Everybody's posh. There's no, hey, by gum, what's going on here? It's all rather posh.
Yes, there's no whippets or anything.
Yeah, and of course, Laurence Olivier, it's always interesting looking at an actor who's so revered. He was so revered.
Yeah.
And seeing him in this younger role. And he's a good Heathcliff. I've no doubt about it. He's excellent. And David Niven, doesn't David Niven epitomize Englishness? Sort of, that sort of real Englishman with his mustache and his accent. And of course, he's playing that role here, the gentleman sort of character. So, in a way, this is kind of a look at, and I'm sure it was quite deliberate in many ways, about this sort of class thing, about outsiders and looked down upon. I'm not I've not done English literature on this kind of stuff, but I suspect that's what they look at and talk about. Though I think what I was reading that there's a lot missing in this film from the original book, and there's been better, more complete adaptations of it. So I don't know.
Would you say that's because it's too at that particular time it was too comprehensive a book to try and put into a film?
It could be. I don't know. I think it could be.
I've never read the book myself,
but
my sister did. I think my sister read it. Not sure on that.
But I know there has been a lot of adaptations, and
it came out just a couple of weeks ago, didn't it, at the cinema? The new one, Wuthering
Heights. Yes, with what's her name? Yeah, she's quite important. Forgotten her name, the actress, but she's quite big.
And obviously, that Wuthering Heights came out after Hamnet, which is probably unfortunate.
Yeah,
from a marketing point of view.
Yeah, but I just found it an interesting one, and the actress Merle Oberon. I was sort of looking at what she did, and I didn't really know much of the sort of films that she was in. Apart from there's an early version of Scarlet Pimpernel she was in 1934, but that's been remade quite a few times. So there's really not a great deal. Oh, she was in Hotel in 1967, so she would have been sort of a really older actress. That's the film where it's all various characters in a hotel. Apparently, she was in that. That's it, really. But yeah, I enjoyed it. But maybe, I can see its limitations. But it was good to
Yes.
see Olivier. I think he was. You can see his talent. He's written all
And
over.
it's a love story at heart, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a little and the outsider, which is him. He's not from the right class. He's considered a vagabond, and he becomes the self-made man. And even then, when he's got money and wealth, he's still looked down upon, which is interesting.
It's amazing
Yeah.
that you mentioned Kate Bush at the beginning, because I always thought that was a stage name, because her first single being Wuthering Heights. I thought there must be loads of bushes in the in the Yorkshires moors, and so it must have been a stage name calling herself Kate Bush.
What the heck's that, lad? Yorkshire, lad. Yorkshire mowers. Not Yorkshire.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean, because Yorkshire moors, there's probably lots of bushes out there. Her name's Kate Bush. I'm pretty sure that's a stage name. I was looking at it like that when I was back in the day, and I'm surprised that Wuthering Heights is probably out in the cinema at the moment, and they probably still haven't used her song in the end titles or anything. I bet you anybody they're still not using it.
No,
they should do.
Yeah,
they
should.
are.
Yeah. Anyhow, that's that one. Let's have a look. And then
was she 16? Was she 16 when she composed that?
Yeah. What's his name from Pink Floyd discovered?
Yeah, he produced it, didn't he?
Yeah, and he produced it. Not Waters, the other one. I've forgotten his. See my brain.
Yeah.
Normally, I'm pretty sharp. It wasn't Roger Waters. It was the other bloke, Gilmore, Dave Gilmore. He was the one that discovered her. Right. So my last film that I'm going to talk about is this one. It's called Shake Hands with the Devil. It's from 1959.
You've been watching a lot of films with devil in the title, haven't you?
Yeah. I'm a bit of a devil, you see.
I can definitely vouch for that. Yeah.
Let's see, 1959. It's got let's say, well, it's there's two writers who write, Ivan Goff and Ben Roberts. I've never heard of, but it's directed by Michael Anderson, who directed The Dam Busters, which is a great film. He also did the original 1950s version of 1984 in 1956. He did Around the World in 80 Days. Well, what a film that
was.
1956. He did Operation Crossbow, which is another great war film, as they often were in the 60s. He did Pope Joan, which comes up a lot, and I don't know much about Pope Joan, but must be about a woman. And he did a film I know you mentioned. Shall I tell you? Doc Savage, The Man of Bronze, 1975. And Logan's Run. There you are. You got Logan's Run in. And Martian Chronicles TV miniseries. Did that one?
Yeah.
My favorite film that we love it. You know it, and I always talk about it, but nobody else does. Millennium, 1989. What a film that is, Millennium. Absolutely love that. But
there's a lot of favorites of mine in there. Yeah, Martian Chronicles, Logan's Run. My God, Millennium. I love that.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful. So the sort of major actors, we've got James Cagney, we've got Don Murray, who sort of a film you might know him in is Conquest of the Planet of the Apes. So that's later in his career, 1972. And also a time traveling sort of film, but it isn't. It's all right. It's Peggy Sue Got Married.
Oh,
in 1986. And then we've got two female actresses. We've got Glynis Johns. Glynis Johns is quite a well-known British actress for that period. She was going right back. She was 1935 South Riding. she did Frida, which is 1947, which I've seen people showing quite recently. It's on one of those vintage classic films, Frida is. She was in Miranda, which I know is, I think, with it's where she's a mermaid. I'm sure that's one with John Gregson in. I think that's one. I
Oh,
may be wrong on that one, but yeah, I think that is. She was in Around the World in 80 Days. Again,
yeah.
a film
I think
that
we've all seen Around the World in 80 Days. That
Yeah.
used to be a bank holiday special. That did.
Yeah, I know you don't see it nowadays, but it was always there. And of course, she was in Mary Poppins. Who can forget Mary Poppins? Probably a lot of people. Yeah, there we are. And then she was in The Vault of Horror, 1973, which was an anthology thing. And then the other female was in a film that we absolutely adore, but I know you do as well. This is her name is Dana Winter, and she was in the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers from
Yes,
1956, which is absolutely brilliant.
The 50s one, yeah.
I love that. I think it's my favorite, even over the brilliant remake. I know that's controversial.
Yeah, Donald Sutherland did an incredible job, but I must admit, I always have a trouble saying which one is the best because I saw the black and white one.
Yeah, I understand that totally. I did. I've seen them both on big screen.
You know me and shock endings at the end.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, Donald Sutherland probably, in most people's minds, probably is the better one, the one that
technically I would say, and I think it's got the far better ending.
Yeah, but I kind of like the sort of vibe of the first one, that sort of the more paranoia McCarthy era science fiction.
If you were to ask me, the reason that there's the big difference between the two, the first one gives you that homely, small town, back of America type vibe.
Yeah.
And the new one is more, it's a suburb of a big city. And so you don't feel so cramped and isolated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't know that this town was backed onto a great big massive highway that the trucks and all of the vehicles were going past at the end, because it looked like it was a sleepy town where you've got one doctor that knows everybody, who's probably given birth to everybody in that town and everything else type vibe that you see in lots of science fiction films. Even The Blob gives you that impression that you're in a small town.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's got a diner and all of this sort of stuff. And like I say, the later 70s version just seems like it's a suburb of New York or some big city. You know,
you can argue as well that it's a darker ending, because the original one, they're relating the story, and the FBI man believes her. They believe her, don't they?
Yeah,
they can stop it. Whereas in that one, it doesn't look like they've been stopped at all, does it? You know, they've succeeded. Yeah,
that's my take on the two. One seems like it's a sleepy suburb, back of the water end of America, and the other one is more a suburb of a city, and so doesn't feel so cramped. Doesn't feel so. You know what I mean? That's it's a feeling I have with those two films. You know.
And I've gone off of talking about this film. That was the director, Michael Anderson.
Bloody hell! You ain't gonna have anything to talk about at this rate in regards to what I've watched episode. No,
I've got loads or whatever it is. I've already got quite a lot lined up, so I'll have plenty.
What are we up to? Are you up to episode 60 something now? The series.
Let's see. James Cagney as an actor. I mean, what can you say about James?
What can you say? Yeah,
he's just a legend.
What's your favourite James Cagney film?
Well,
Is it Angels with Dirty Faces?
yeah, I was going to look at that. But even his first sort of well-known film, Public Enemies, 1931, and that is well thought of as well.
What about the Cohen Yankee Doodle Dandy? Well,
and also the Roaring Twenties, 1939. That's considered pretty good. There's a musical because he did a musical which was Yankee Doodle Dandy.
That's what I just said, you daft sod. Did you hear? I said, what about Yankee Doodle Dandy?
That's it.
Said,
yeah.
That's one of my That's one of my favorites because it's got songs like Mary and She's a Grown Old Flag and all of those. And I know that sort of like period of vaudeville musicals, if you see what I mean.
Well, in a way, it's good because people, I think, when they think of James Cagney, often they think of the gangster stuff, but that wasn't his whole thing, was it? He did a lot of other things.
Did a lot of other stuff.
And, sometimes actors kind of get typecast, put into an image that we think they are. And when you look at them, they did so many things. And this one I think is really good. It's an important part of Irish history. It's set in 1921, and it's basically the last sort of Irish bid for independence, full independence from our country. There's like a big sort of war, IRA of fighting now against the English, who have what they call the black and tans. They're all sort of in this uniform and are going around terrorizing Irish people. And it doesn't work really that well. The resistance just increases. And of course, by end of film, the punchline is that at the end of the film is that they've been given independence and agreement is reached. But James Cagney's character is interesting because he's not a likable character. And I think that's interesting that he's a major part of the film, but he's not a likable character. He's totally ruthless, really ruthless. And he will just kill people. And everybody is like pledged that they've got to be loyal. And if they're not loyal, he'll shoot them. And if he thinks they're against him, he's almost like a psychopath. He's just driven. And therefore, even when peace is announced, it looks like he's not that happy that peace has been announced. Because what's he going to do? What is he going to do? How is he going to legitimize what he seems to want to do, which is killing people, getting rid of them, having that power? And I think that's an interesting way. So it's good that the way it's portrayed as a character is really interesting, which is amazing. And I think the two females in it are really good as well. Like Glynis Johns, it's really good. I liked her, and this Dana Winter, let's say from Invasion of Body Snatchers, quite contrasting actresses, but are really good. So I love this. And it's just a really entertaining film and a look at another bit of Irish history, which is always good to look at. So that's it. I'm done. Right, everybody's
only took 40 minutes compared to my 10.
Yeah, but you won't watch much, have you, really?
Well, yeah, I mean, I have to say, I did watch.
Everybody understands.
I watched last night, and I was explaining it in my stream. I said it's really weird. Just before I went live with the gaming stream, I said, "Do you know what? I watched Space 1999 just before, right? I came on, and it was that weird episode, the one with Bernard Cribbins as the voice of a robot. It was called Brian the Brain." I said it's always a weird episode watching that one, right? Because it's not exactly like a fantastic episode, but people will always remember it if they know what I'm talking about. You'll know what I mean. But it's a clunky, bloody awful, probably episode. Right? But everyone remembers it.
Yeah,
Brian the Brain.
Yeah, actually, Space 99 has a few sort of really funny episodes. There's that one with all those blobby characters, isn't there? when they're revealed, they all look as if they're.
Oh yeah, they all
human.
look like jellied monsters, don't they? They're
It's just funny.
so it's like they took the molds from the Doctor Who episode and put them on Moon Base Alpha.
And the bloke from the Champions is in it. I've forgotten his name. He played Craig. He played Craig.
He played Craig Sterling.
That's it. But I've forgotten. He was in.
I'll tell you what Space 1999 has in abundance is everybody turns up and says, "I am God, the creator."
Yeah.
You've always got someone saying, "I made you, and I'm your God. I've come back. I've come back to redempt you, and I've created an Earth 2 or something, and all of this sort of stuff." You'll always have some bloke turn up that says, "Oh yeah, we put the seeds on Earth, and you come from our backgrounds or something. You know, we visited Earth years ago and all that. We were interested in knowing that the moon is now flying through space, and we thought we'd give you a visit and all this sort of shit." You're just going, yeah, bollocks. Right? Absolute bollocks. But you know, it's great to watch. Space 999 is so fun. I have to watch it. I mean, obviously, my most favorite episode of Space, and I'll tell it, is Another Time, Another Place. I have to watch that every year. It's my favorite one where they've been split apart. There's 2 Moon Base Alphas. They all, you know, Commander Koenig is dead, but you know, Barbara Bain meets her older self. You know, and of course, if they ever touched or met, then they would die. There's even a famous picture they show of the woman that was inflicted with, who dies. Her brain was split in half, wasn't it? She had 2 brains because she didn't quite split because there's that famous effect where you see them split apart like this, don't they?
Yeah.
You know, their image goes apart. But I love that episode. Another time.
I must watch it again, but there's a lot to watch, isn't there, to go through. Maybe I could pick selective episodes. Yeah, I might do that.
Oh, Another Time. That quintessentially sums up Space 1999 is Another Time, Another Place.
Yeah. Right.
Of course, at the end, the 2 moon bases have to merge together. You know, you know.
Right. We'll start off with Rocket Bunny. Is that good evening, all? So anyone see 3 live streams waiting to start? All right. Well, I don't know. And then Tony says, "Evening, Ian, Dell, and chat. Hello, Tony. Welcome."
You little shit.
Here we go.
Right.
Yeah.
You're all right, little shit. You're all right, aren't you? Yeah.
And Tony says, "Hi, Rocket. Yes, there's 3 thumbnails. I keep checking all in case they don't all take us to the genuine stream." Well, you're here, lad. We're here. And
I told you Ian was technically challenged.
I am. I don't know how that happened, but there is some I've been trying to delete and I couldn't delete them. They said I don't know. It didn't seem to work out anyhow. It says, "Rocket Bunny, I was sat on my own in one until I realised there were 3. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Technically challenged. It seems as though this is the right one. Well, who knows? We could be alternative versions of each other. And then Si says, "I was on the other one." Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you anybody we got 15 waiting in the other one. That's more than what's watching this one right now.
Evening, anyway, gang. Hello, Si. Oh dear. Who told Si what the real one was? I don't know. Then Tony says hi, Si, and then Si says hi, Tony. And then Tony Hawk says, "Rocket, is that a blue shield I see you have?" Oh no, we're all about the spanners and shields. It appears so. I guess they were all out of spanners. Oh yeah, the spanner. We still can't get Tony a spanner, as we explained, or tried to explain.
All we got to do is just get his name right.
Yeah, it just.
You think it wouldn't be difficult, but it bloody well is.
Yeah. And then Si says, "How has he got a blue shield? justice for
Yeah.
Tony.
I'll tell
and
you
his
what that is.
shield.
That's YouTube, right? Showing you're a moderator in a chat. But if you have a look above the top, above where it says your name, Si, if you look at the next time that Rocket Buddy's name comes up, there's a spanner, and that's because SteamYard still recognizes the spanner as being the symbol for a moderator. That just shows that YouTube has fiddled about with things, because it always used to be a spanner and now it's a shield.
And then Tony says, I may try smashing it with my non-existent hammer. Well, that's, Rocket Bunny, how much did you pay Ian for the shield? Oh, crikey. Used to be a spanner.
Yeah, Tony York's used to be a spanner. He still is.
Yeah.
He still is.
Maybe he thought I needed protection from you two.
Well, yeah, Rocket Bunny has now got the power to.
He's got the power. He's got his spanner. And I'm still up inside. And then I'm watching on the TV and typing on the phone. On the TV, it still shows as a spanner.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there we are. So.
And I think it's because on the TV, YouTube is still using the old chat engine.
Ah, see, I don't understand all this technical stuff, but so it's on the TV, it's showing you've got a spanner.
Well, every time you open up your browser, it updates on occasion. Just like a TV, it also, there is an update ready for your TV. That's where it's updating YouTube's engine and all of those apps that you use on your smart TVs. That's the same as a phone. It'll always say YouTube is updating. That's them updating their chat engine. And
Oh, anyhow. Oh, so Tony watches us on the TV. Well done. Yeah. You get more of us. Or perhaps that's not such a good thing. Si says there's 31 carry-on films. Wow.
No, there isn't. Take out Columbus.
Yeah.
Columbus is not a carry-on film. I'm sorry. That mess is not a carry-on film.
And then Si says, that's how I watch the stream. Type on phone and watch on my TV. It hurts my eyes if I watch on my phone. Yeah,
and believe it or not, you probably are saving your eyesight.
I watch YouTube.
Too many of us are squinting or watching in low light or whatever it is on phones.
Yeah.
Even me, I have to have a folded phone. I have to have a large phone because my eyesight's going. So
I just watch all YouTube on TV. It's easier, than phone. It's just easier.
I watch a lot of YouTube, believe it or not, on VR.
Yeah, that's a good one. Right. This is interesting. Rocket Bunny. I have a room 101. Oh dear, a related question for Ian and Del. What's the most expensive box set collection or special edition in your film collections you are so dissatisfied with you'd put it into room 101? Oh crikey, I don't know. I don't have many.
Well, I've got a famous one that I've told Ian and that many times, but it's not my most expensive one. I think my most expensive one would probably be like something like Game of Thrones or Harry Potter or something like that.
I think,
but the one that I would instantly put in 101 was one of the first 4K Indiana Jones box sets I ever got. It was the worst designed steel book set. It was in a cardboard box that was so flimsy that the steel books would rip the cardboard away, and the cover designs were white with some symbol of a whip or something on the front, right? And this thing cost about 80 quid. I sent it back. I went, what's this bag of shit? Because as soon as those came out, they individually brought them out as steel books with the actual movie posters on the front. I went, well, that's the ones that should have been inside the bloody box. What the hell shit's this?
Yeah.
So I ended up sending that back and then buying the individual ones.
Yeah.
Because it was just an atrocious box set. Really was. I should think a lot of people might put A Nightmare on Elm Street in the box for room 101.
Oh, I've got that.
just purely because the steelbook was £199,
Yeah.
and I think a lot of people just turned around and said,
Not
"What's
paying
this?"
that. Well,
I
yeah.
mean, I know some people don't like the Sean Connery 007 steelbook, which has just
Yeah,
got
I'm
a
gonna say, I
picture
thought
of
that
Roger Moore on the front.
I agree. Actually, I think I would have preferred them to, but they never do that. Is if you're going to get the steel books of Sean Connery, it's put the original poster art on.
Yeah, they should
They're
have done.
lovely. Why don't they do that? They never do it, do they?
No.
You know, and they're
They
really
don't.
nice.
They don't listen. They don't listen to the fans because everybody turned around and said, "Wow, that tin box looks really lovely." But then when you took the individual steel books out, they said, "What's this shit?"
Yeah.
Right? They don't listen. Everybody knows that 007's got some fantastic film poster art. That all you've got to do is just put on the front, and you've got everybody turning around and saying, "Wow, what a box set!"
Exactly.
Right? But no, you go and put some lame picture shot from one cell from the film or something and stick it on the front.
Who thought of that idea? God.
Somebody else commented and said it gets worse if you buy the normal slipcase editions, because what they did, they put a font on so large that it goes across three whole, you know, so it's Thunderball. You know, you get the font is so large that it goes off onto a second and third line, or goes diagonally and says "live" and then underneath that "let die." You know, can't have it on one line. You know, the font being on the same line, it's got to cover the whole bloody picture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It looks bloody ridiculous. It's almost like you were writing a Word document and you chose the font size 89 or something, right? You know what I mean? When you were writing it out, you know, it took up the whole page as if you were doing a poster. You know what I mean?
I don't know if you've seen it. I have seen people though. They order what they call these magnets, and they put them on the steelbook, and they'll order like with the James Bond. They'll get the original posters and put them over him. But I don't know how much that costs or how much that, you know, to get done. And I think there's specialist people.
There are people now that are doing steel books for anything. If you give them a piece of artwork and you send it away, they'll come up with a steel book for you, and you can stick it in. You can stick it in your own. And to be quite honest, I don't buy that many anymore. You know, everybody knows now that I literally don't buy. I still like steel books. Don't get me wrong,
but it must be disappointing.
They're not like they were 5 years ago.
Well, it must be disappointing if you've paying quite a bit of money and the artwork is crap. It must be very disappointing. You know,
it is, because I mean, what are you buying? What are you spending your money on? It's supposed to be. It used to be. You had the DVD, the Blu-ray, the 4K with a slipcase, and the steelbook in that order of, right, if you're buying the steelbook, it's the top end, you know? The slipcase was nice, but a lot of people go, that's the quintessential one to have. But I always said, no, the steelbook is the top one. You know, because it's in its own sort of like bulletproof shell type thing, you know, that's the one. But that's a different argument. But all I'm saying is that what are you actually buying? Because some of the cover work is so shit. 5 years ago, I'd have been turning around and going, "Oh, it's still worth buying steel books. Look at that! Isn't that gorgeous looking? You know, it's got embossing, it's got debossing, it's got this silver sort of like effect going on it, and all this sort of stuff." Now, bag of shit.
It's
like a matte picture on the front with some credits at the bottom on the back. You know what I mean? That's what you got. The only ones that are imaginative is sometimes are the Doctor Who ones. At least they're original artwork, and they look nice. You know.
Are they about 35 quid now?
They're 35 quid.
Yeah.
Now they're putting a steel book in with a book and a hard case and start charging you 50 quid.
Oh,
like Ben-Hur. Like Ben-Hur. Which, by the way, guys and girls, if you want to answer a question for me, what is your go-to film at Easter? Because it's this weekend is Easter. I know that I'm going to be watching Ben-Hur because I've got my 4K edition that came last week, and I'm purposely going to be watching Ben-Hur. But there are so many titles, isn't there? There's King of Kings. You got Cleopatra that you could be watching. You could be watching The Greatest Story Never Told, Ben-Hur. You could be watching Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. You could be watching, all sorts, right?
Yeah.
And I'd just love to know, what is your three go-to films for Easter?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah.
If you could do that over the course of this conversation, that'd be great. And by the way, I've just got to go and stretch my legs. I do apologize, but I have been sitting now for an hour, so I do need to sort of like go. That's about how long I can sit before I have to get up. So I'll be back in 5 minutes after I've stretched my legs.
All right. Right. Okay, so I'll carry on. We've got here Jamie. Hello, Jamie. Good evening, Sid and Kenneth. Ah, yes. Carry on reference. Yeah, there we are. Well, he's just disappeared, but I'm sure he's. He knows you're not getting the rant. I'm surprised. Yeah. Tony gets it instead. Tony says, I don't really exist. I'm a figment of your imagination. I know the feeling. Yeah. And then we've got Rocket Bunny saying, hey, Muckman. And then Muckman saying, good evening, Si, Tony, and Bunny. Si says, so you don't trust me not to ban anyone from the channel? I don't know. It's all these spanners and stuff. Oh God! Don't ask me. I don't know. I think didn't we? He say you were in it? Yeah, I think he'd made you. Oh, I don't know. It's not, is it? Oh, I don't know what he did. Somewhere. You know me. I don't know nothing. I know nothing. Manuel. Yeah. Si says, hi, Jamie. And then Tony says, evening, Jamie. Watch your pickups video, but didn't feel qualified to comment, as the only one I was familiar with was Scott of the Antarctic, and don't even own that, but saw it on the TV. God, I'm surprised you don't own Scott of the Antarctic. Classic British film. I think it's on those vintage classics. It's a great film. Yeah, I enjoyed his pickups. Some great films. Yeah, always good there. And then McMahon's having a laugh there. And then, oh, I love rice pudding. Oh dear. Yeah, my mum, I remember her making it, and then she'd get that ambrosia stuff. Oh no, I don't know. I didn't get into that. The ambrosia. Ooh, yeah, and I say, I think it was school. Thank God I didn't have school dinners all the time. It was just, I think, 1 year I had school dinners, and they were bloody awful. They're exactly like the nightmares. And you used to see the slops, as we called it. The slops, and it was all full of semolina and all that stuff. And rice pudding. Yeah. Dreadful stuff. With a bit of strawberry jam mixed in. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, the strawberry jam. Yeah. Ambrosia Deluxe rice pudding is delicious. Oh, really grand. I'm not had any from years. Maybe I'll be converted, but no. No. I like cereals. I'll eat loads of cereals. I love shredded Weetabix, shredded wheat, all those kind of stuff. I just eat loads, like shreddies. I mean, I had some tonight. I just have them, just pour them on shreddies. I mean, I love shreddies. Can't stop eating them. And then I Watch might be considered a masterpiece of the era in Ari Aster's Eddington. I thought it was brilliant. Yeah, I've heard people talk about Eddington quite a lot. It has got a lot of very positive reviews, and you certainly gave it a massive positive review. Yeah, that's. I think I'd definitely be interested in that. Yeah. Um, Hereditary and Midsummer. Well, Midsummer, I think, is a masterpiece. Even if it's a lot, not everybody's cup of tea. I love it. I can just sit and watch it and watch it and watch it. And Hereditary, depressing, very depressing, but I must watch that again. I was totally intrigued by it, the ending. But Midsummer, I could just sit and watch all the time. Which I have. I've watched it not a few months ago. I think I watched it again. Yeah. Mum used to make it every month. Do you know, my mum was exactly the same. She would have certain days when we had things, and when I saw that Sega stuff, I'd say, "No, please, we don't want that." And she, "Oh yeah." And she did the rice pudding originally, making it, and then she ended up having the ambrosia ones that you open up. But the only thing I used to like, um, and I don't know whether they're still available, is Angel Delight. All the different flavors. You used to mix them and put them in the fridge. They sat in the fridge and yummy. I loved them. There are all sorts of flavors like strawberry, raspberry, in there. And I loved Angel Delight. She also used to do these like apple sponge, which I'll be honest, apple sponge and custard. Nah, it wasn't my kind of thing. But my mum used to have them and say, "There you are, eat that up." And oh, thank you. So I'd sit there playing with it, and eventually, I would have to eat it. But then she did chocolate pudding, and chocolate pudding went down so quickly. I'd be going, "Oh, have you got any more?" No, yeah, wonderful. Those were the days of puddings, but now I don't eat puddings. I don't think anymore. The pudding I have would be like some fruit. That's my pudding, really.
Did I hear
Any
Scott of the
fruit.
Antarctic mentioned?
Yeah, we mentioned that. Yeah, we mentioned it because who was it who mentioned it?
Was it Tony York's?
I'm just having a look. I think it could have been Tony mentioned it. No, he hasn't got it, Anthony.
I did
I
a
think
I
it was
did a film I
Jamie.
did a
Was it
film
Jamie?
short of that. It was the one I did as a comeback.
Yeah, I thought Tony would have it, but he said he's only seen it on TV.
You can, if you remember rightly, I did 3 or 4 film shorts. I did The
You
Apartment,
did,
Scott
yeah,
of the Antarctic.
not that long ago, did
Scott
it?
of the Antarctic was £8 on Blu-ray.
Yeah, yeah, which is
Fantastic picture, by the way.
yeah,
If you ever consider buying that, you could probably get it on DVD really cheap now. But
yeah,
it was part of the Warner Classic range.
yeah. I'm definitely going to get some of those in future. I'm going to get all
And it was you
collections.
that inspired me because you bought
Yeah,
Mask of the Red Death,
yeah,
I think.
yeah. Oh yeah, I definitely want to get some of those. There's some great. I've looked at those vintage classics. There's some brilliant films.
Angel Delight brings back such memories for me. Thanks
Yeah,
very
it
much for
does.
somebody mentioning Angel Delight,
Yeah,
because my dad worked for General Foods, Kraft General
yeah,
Foods. Kraft General Foods made Bird's custard, but they also made Angel Delight. My
yeah.
dad used to bring that back from the works canteen, the shop.
Oh,
You used to
yeah, yeah,
be able to buy Mellow Bird's coffee. You see,
yeah,
they used
yeah,
to buy copious amounts of this coffee
yeah,
because you got a discount for working for Kraft General Foods. They're owned by Souchard now. It's Kraft Jacob Souchard, I think.
yeah.
And they're now a French company, and they've our factory that was in my hometown
Do they
is
still
now
do
pretty
Angel
much, it's
Delight?
still there, but it's pretty much it. It used to be the biggest employer of the whole of our town, and now there's
Yeah.
hardly anybody who works there now. It's a
Mm,
shame. They were in the
yeah.
news in the 80s because the custard plant blew up because
Oh yes, I
custard
remember
powder
that.
is
Yeah,
so fine that it sparks like coal dust, and it
Yeah.
blew the whole of the machine up and blew the
Yeah.
half of the wall away. My dad had to be off work for 4 weeks because he was actually a forklift driver on that floor when it blew up.
Wow.
And he lost, I think he lost a bit of his hearing for quite some time, if I remember rightly.
Oh dear.
But it was quite distressing for anybody that
That
worked
would
there.
that would have a mental effect, surely, as well as physical. I mean,
I don't know if anybody died in that,
yeah,
but it was in the news. It blew up. In Christ, and it was because the fine dust powder sparked when it exploded, like because it was in the air. So basically, it all ignited.
Yeah.
So there you go. Who knew that custard powder could blow you up? Bloody hell.
Yeah, crikey.
Don't tell the terrorists. Bloody hell, they'll all be buying custard powder off of the shelves.
Custard, yeah. And then Rocket Bunny says, to jam or not to jam with your rice pudding, Muckman? Oh, yeah, there's sticking bits of jam, but I didn't do it with rice pudding. My mum used to do it with something else, that yellow stuff, whatever that was. There's some yellow stuff. Just put that on. I don't know what that is. I'm
interested to know what people's Easter films are, by the way.
Homemade, not ambrosia. Ah, yeah. I like it either way, but we have some jam in the cupboard. A dollop definitely goes in. So you have your jam in there.
Well, I thought he was going to say, I like it either way. I like it either way.
And like the contrast with
according to my wife and girlfriends.
Oh.
Said the actor to the bishop and all of that.
Oh, yeah. That's a bit, yeah. I think there's about 7 Amicus anthologies. That's quite a lot, 7. I have them all except Torture Garden. Didn't like it much for some reason. No, I agree. I think Torture Garden's not that good.
From Beyond the Grave's my favorite. Like I said, I don't know where the number came from. I thought it was 9 or 10, but
7.
7.
And Si says, Jamie, you're going to be jealous of this.
Oh, Christ.
Tyneside Cinema, here we go, is going to be screening the Lone Wolf and Cub films from May. I'm really excited to see them. Lone Wolf
and Cub
films.
I just know that Tyneside Cinema shows the best stuff.
Yeah.
That's all I know. Si, you're a bastard. But anyway, carry on.
And Tony says, don't think Jack Palance was very good in it, which is unusual, as he's usually so entertaining. No, you're right, actually. He's not very good in it.
What was the last Jack Palance film you saw? I think mine was City Slickers. Could have been.
Oh, yeah. He had a revival in his career, didn't he, with that City Slickers? Yeah.
Billy Crystal, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's going back a bit now. So, has that popped up on sort of re-released boutique labels doing it now? I suspect it has, hasn't it?
What's that? City Slickers?
Yeah.
I think it's been out. I think it's
or somebody like that. I'm sure has done it. I did see it quite recently because I thought, well, I've not heard of that for quite a long time.
I was so happy because I told Jamie that Bowfinger's coming out as a 4K release.
Oh yeah, right.
From Shout Factory.
Yeah.
The only there's only 2 films I've ordered actually from Shout Factory with that range, and I could have ordered a lot more, but I ordered The Burbs and Day of the Dead.
Oh, you've ordered Day of the Dead. Oh, wow.
And they're the only 2 that I ordered.
Yeah, well, and we understand. You can't order everything.
I like the way that they've called the Flintstones a stone book. Not a steel book, it's a stone book.
A stone book. Muckman Movie site, that'll be brilliant with a full cinema. I have the Criterion box set, but not got through them all yet. All right, yeah. Criterion, good. I'd love some more Criterion. Ian, say it with me. Cushing, like Ka-ching! Thank you, Rob. I've done it.
Yeah, not cushion.
Ka-ching.
It's
Cushion.
not Peter Cushion.
Cushion. Cushing.
Cushing.
Ka-ching. I like ka-ching. Yeah, money sound. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, typical Rocket Bunny mentioning money, isn't it? Right,
yeah. It wouldn't be the same if Ian didn't pronounce it cushion. Yeah,
it wouldn't be.
Yeah, they are, lad. And then Rocket Bunny, I'm always joking. I love our cuddly. I'm a horror star. Well, yeah, he is Mr. Hammer. he is.
Yeah.
He is.
Sadly missed.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, what a great man. And everybody, I know, and nobody has said a bad word against Peter Cushing.
Such a nice guy. I've heard so many. I've never heard him say a bad word. I think he got frustrated on set a number of times.
Yeah.
But I don't hear him say. They all said he was a delight.
It did. Everybody said it. And he was a meticulous actor. He really was a meticulously great actor. Everything, he put into it. Yeah. And I think that shows in. That's why, really, it's him that makes the Hammer film so good. It really is. It's him. It really is him. They were lucky to get him. They really were. And then here we are. I went to see a 40th anniversary screening of Ferris Buller's Day Off.
Bueller's.
Bueller's. It was so good on the big screen. Almost forgot how good the soundtrack was. I've got to confess, I've never seen it. I've never seen that, but I know everybody talks about it. It's an 80s film, isn't it? But I've never seen it.
I've got it. I've watched
bet you
it.
have it. Yeah, I thought you.
No, I've got it. I watched it. I've enjoyed it, but I do think it's one of those ones that that I think it's not. I'm not going to use that word overrated.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think it's overrated, but it's just that I'd prefer to watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles every time over Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I'd rather watch St. Elmo's Fire than Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I've never seen that.
I think Ferris Bueller's Day Off, it does pip 16 Candles and Pretty in Pink. I've never liked those two films, but Ferris Bueller's Day Off is really just a boy playing truant and stealing his dad's Ferrari and going on a bit of a jaunt, really. And it's like you could write the story on a postage stamp, and yet it's 90 minutes long. You know what I mean? Over 90 minutes long.
Yeah.
It's just the things that he gets up to on this truant day. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you a film that I didn't really get on, and I don't understand its appeal, is The Breakfast Club.
It's one of those. It's people in detention. That's it.
That's it. It's not particularly exciting.
I think it's set on a Saturday morning. They've got to go into school.
I mean, I like character studies and that, but even that, I don't know. I didn't feel I really got to know the characters that well.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, if you had a choice, Ferris Bueller's Day Off or Uncle Buck, which one are you going to go and see? And for me, it's Uncle Buck every time.
Well, it's John Candy. I'd have thought that immediately says, yeah, John Candy.
I mean, I do like his films. Don't get me wrong. It's just that I think a lot of his early stuff is just 90 minutes of a day in the life of something like Saturday morning in detention, a school lad that goes and plays truant off of school, or something set in a pub or something. You know what I mean? It's that for me that there isn't anything really inspiring. The soundtracks are the things that probably are worth something more than the actual film itself.
Yeah. I think that's an important part of people's, and it's nostalgia. I think nostalgia plays a big thing in it.
I mean, I'm probably going to get cursed for saying all of that, but it's just that I do think Ferris Bueller's Day Off is an okay film, but it's hardly Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. You know what I mean? They're poles apart in regards to which one I'd watch.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
But a lot of people do seem to like it. It always gets mentioned. I've noticed. And I've not seen it. So is there a music soundtrack with it then? Is there a lot of pop 80s songs and I presume in it, There's a nostalgia for it, anyhow.
I mean,
Tony,
it did sort of like his films, John Hughes films, probably did spark off the film soundtracks where it wasn't about the score, it was about the songs that were in it.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because there were so many soundtracks then that came out that had no film music in it whatsoever. They were just like you could have almost have called it, now that's what I call Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Do you know what I mean? Because
yeah,
they were
yeah.
just top tunes of the
Which,
period.
in a way, kind of, this is where I've got a difference with you, really, because you're very much into film soundtracks, really quite strongly. Whereas me, I'd rather in films have the songs. I don't always get incidental music, or if it's an actual soundtrack. You know, it's like a good example is Flash Gordon, Queen. You've got the title track, Flash Gordon, a bit more, but basically, as a soundtrack album, it's not very exciting, is it? Really?
No, but then again,
That's controversial.
You
It
could
might be
say this:
controversial, that.
every pretty much all the James Bond soundtracks that I bought had the title tune and then the music from the film,
Yeah,
and I like that.
yeah, yeah. I
It's
know
just
you.
that,
I know you do love. You do love all that sort of stuff.
you know what I mean.
Difference in perspective. Yeah.
Even one of my Star Trek the Motion Picture soundtracks has got a disco version of the main theme. So does one of my Star Wars soundtracks has
Yeah.
got a disco version of some. They're fun, but it's just that I don't like all just music of the, because you might as well have just gone out and bought a now that's what I call music album. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I
It's
get
not.
you. I do get you.
I don't mind a couple. I mean, I've got the Lonely Guy, right? A Steve
Yeah,
Martin film, The Lonely Guy. It's got 5 minutes of score. The rest is tunes.
yeah,
The Muppet Movie is probably another one where there's more tunes than there is film music in it.
yeah,
And what it did, after a while, later on, they reissued the soundtracks and then they did an expanded score, and they did one that was just the music and then they did one that was just the tunes in it, and you
yeah,
separated the two
yeah.
albums.
I get.
Forrest Gump did that. Forrest Gump had all the stuff like Fleetwood Mac and all of those
Yeah,
lovely tracks that are in it, but then he also did the music, just the
yeah,
score.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
I bought both. I
yeah,
bought both. I loved them both.
yeah,
It's just I am one of those ones that like incidental music, I suppose.
yeah.
It's just the way I am, really. But
I must admit, I'm just contradicting what I've said. I've got Suspiria soundtrack. And I absolutely love Suspiria. I know. I absolutely. I can't wait for you to see what you think about that film. It's just so good. I just can't believe how good it is. The music it fits in as well with it, and that's why I ended up buying the very rare of me.
Is
to
it
buy
Goblin?
Goblin, yeah.
Yeah, I've got
Goblin.
the soundtrack to this.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Yeah,
Because it was Goblin, I bought it, and I bought it without even seeing the film. So
yeah. Oh, yeah, and you'll realize how it all fits together beautifully. It's one of those occasions where everything just fits together.
it's one of those ones where I know the music incredibly well.
Yeah, and also I think I'd be interested to see what you think how the color pops out. The colors in
I've heard that
Suspiria.
reds really is striking in this film. Red.
Yeah. It's going to really hit you how Argento's use of color.
Somebody told me there's a scene in a bus or a train station that's
yeah,
really,
there's the rain. You see, which again Argento noticed. I was watching some of his films thinking, oh, he's doing the rain again. But the colors, yeah, and yeah. I'd just be interested to know what you think about the film.
As I told you, the very first Dario Argento film I ever got was given to me as a gift by my mate Steve Baxter.
Yeah,
and it was Cat o' Nine Tails, is it?
Oh yeah, Cat o' Nine Tails. Yeah, that's another.
And he said, "I've got two of these. Would you like one of them?" I went,
yeah.
Cheers.
It's well worth definitely watching and say Phenomena, which I did show you a couple of weeks ago. I think I watched it. Phenomena's a great one as well.
Yeah.
Anyhow, let's get on with this. Oh yeah, very enjoyable Western and Garden of Evil. I always enjoy Richard Widmark. I do.
When you showed the cover of Garden of Evil, if I hadn't known when you told me who was in it, I thought that big character that's taken up half of the cover was Yul Brynner.
Oh yeah, Yul Brynner's there.
It looks like Yul Brynner.
But I get you. I get you there. That is interesting. You're right.
That looks like Yul Brynner.
Yeah. Anyhow, Widmark is, he didn't always star. He wasn't always the big star in the films. He was in some, but he was one of those actors that's just so reliable. You could just put him in any role. He always had an authority. Widmark did. He has that wonderful authority about him as an actor. I love him. Brilliant. Right. We've got Sai saying, has anyone got a set of films they enjoy watching over the Easter period?
Oh, well, there you are. Look, Sai said it, but I didn't even know that, so I'm sorry.
For me, I have to watch The Long Good Friday, right? Bugsy Malone, followed by Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Oh yeah,
and
Willy Wonka.
Isn't that interesting that I mentioned the biblical films?
Yeah.
And he mentioned the films that go the fringe around everything that ITV and the BBC will probably show, because I swear they shy away now from religion. Right.
Yeah.
So they're all things like Bugsy Malone, Willy Wonka, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, all of that sort of stuff, right? Sound of Music at Christmas. Do you see what I mean?
Oh, Sound of Music. Yeah.
So, the Long Good Friday, I remember seeing that one bank holiday Easter. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
But I must admit, back in the day, it would have been the epics, Ben-Hur, King of Kings,
all of
that sort of stuff. I think I even remember once the BBC cheekily put on The Life of Brian.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Right. They actually showed The Life of Brian. I think they got a lot of. Do you remember they used to have a show called Points of View?
Yes. Yeah, I do.
I think they had some people phone and said, "How dare the BBC show such a sacrilegious over Easter as The Life of Brian?" Because I think it was Brian Tuck who used to present that show.
You're right. Yeah,
and he used to do everything tongue in cheek and say, "Wow, you can't please everyone, can you?" or something. But there you are. So sorry, I mentioned something that Sai had already thought of. I do apologize, but it just goes to show you I don't watch all the comments as they're going up. I just
actually, don't you think Willy Wonka's one that is like a Christmas one as well as an Easter one?
Yeah,
you can watch it anytime.
Any bank. There's 2 more bank holidays in May, and you could have them in there.
Yeah.
It always used to be things like "It's a Mad, 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 Mad World."
Yeah, that's right.
Those magnificent men in their flying
machines. Yeah.
Which has got Jack Lemmon in it. So I'd watch that. All of those. They're all bank holiday favourites of mine.
Oh, the Great Race. They used to have the Great Race as well.
The Great Race, yeah. Was that Tony Curtis?
Yeah, Tony Curtis, Terry Thomas.
Yeah.
It's like a wacky races almost.
You'd also have Tony Curtis in the Vikings. You'd have Tony Curtis. He would be in what's that one? Houdini.
Yeah, Houdini. Yeah, God, I haven't seen that for years. Houdini.
So they'd show these all over Easter ones. They wouldn't show things like the Boston Strangler, but they'd show things like Houdini, Trapeze. All of those.
Yeah. Some great memories there. I must admit, Bugsy Malone, I never really got on with very well. I just didn't like the setup.
Well, that's Jodie Foster, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the kids, isn't it? And they're all.
I'll tell you what it was. That used to be a really fave of mine when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Right? but I when I've grown older with that, I've got nostalgia for it, but I get bored by the end of the film with
Really? Yeah.
the even with the custard pie guns and all of
Yeah,
that.
I never got
I used to
into it.
like the cars that they used to sort of
Yeah,
like pedal.
yeah. I know
You know
Cy
what I mean?
has mentioned it before. He does love it. But there we are. Yeah. Um, and then Rocket Bunny. I've been very rubbish watching films recently. I've just been watching X-Files. Yay! Last night watched the end of season 2 where Mulder has vanished. It's so Moorish with one more episode. Has he continued on that? No. No. So that's it. Yeah. I know he's been Rocket Bunny is well, he always has a lot of good things to say, I think, as well. Definitely.
Oh yeah, he's a
Yeah.
complete bastard.
Yeah, I knew you'd say that. But yes, he's always got a lot. He likes a lot of Doctor Who stuff. He always talks about as well.
Wow,
Right,
I went
yeah.
off him when he started talking about Frontios, a little shit. But no, isn't he such a nice? But and I'm so
Yeah.
glad that he comes here and he chats.
Yeah.
And all
Yeah.
that, and he's fitted in really well. And
Yeah.
I like the fact that everybody here is giving him ideas of what to
Yeah.
watch and all of that,
But-
which is what we want, isn't it?
Yeah.
We all want a list of films that we can go, oh right, somebody told
Yeah.
me this, I must go and see that.
Yeah.
Because that's you wouldn't have this. I mean, when you've got a book like this that tells you this is how many films there are out there, you know, one of these Leonard like Maltin books. How the hell are you supposed to know recommendation wise what film to watch, right? So you rely on people like Cy and Tony Yorks and Muckman Movies and all of those to tell us, hey, have you ever considered looking at this, guys? You know, I mean, I watched it the other day. It's absolutely fantastic. Blah 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 blah. Like the thing about you, Ian, is with me is that we've started to think about like Easter films, and I've started reeling off things like Houdini and Trapeze. I wouldn't have naturally have thought about that. My brain suddenly went into overload with, oh my god, what
I like it? Yeah. I mean, X-Files. I'm just mad about the X-Files. I absolutely love it. So I'm really pleased, Rocket Bunny, because you always make comments in my my site, which is really good, and I'm glad you like the X-Files. I love it. I think it's one of the greatest.
All I'm going to say is, Rocket Bunny, I salute you, sir.
Yeah,
very much. Tony, up yours.
With Doctor Who, X-Files, and you get all the insults, don't you? Everybody gets an insult.
I only insult the ones I love.
And then Tony says, I'm on he's watching an Avengers stint at the moment. Hence the picture. Great. I have a few episodes into series for at the moment. Dino Rig first in black and white. Oh, God.
I watched a YouTube video the other day that they reviewed the 4K new Avengers.
The new Avengers.
The box set was like 150 quid, but 2 weeks ago you could get it for £99. I nearly pushed the buy button, but I haven't got the money.
No,
it could be 60 quid, and I wouldn't be able to afford it. But I've heard very, very good stories about the 4K transfer of that. Like the Sweeney's got some great reviews. The Sweeney, Denny used to tell me all the time, "Oh my God, you should see the quality of this."
Yeah.
And I couldn't pull the trigger on the Sweeney, even though that would have been one that I would have instantly bought. It's just I didn't have 50, 60 quid,
No, I know.
Series 1 and part 1, Series 1,
part
2, and all of this sort of stuff.
Yeah. And then Muckman says, Bunny, I watched 5 films last week. Well, that's not bad for you, is it?
Yeah, why were you not very well? Were you not very well, Jamie? And I mean that in the fact that he usually watches about 15.
Tony, I thought you were on about the Marvel films for a minute. Then, no, crikey, no.
Hey, hang on. There's nothing wrong with certain Marvel Avengers films.
There's the proper ones. the 60s Avengers.
I like both.
I know you do. I know. I know. I won't go into my comics. But
Oh, by the way, somebody told me that Daredevil season 2 has started, so I need to get caught up with that. So
yeah, I think that has. I'm sure I've seen that on. And then Tony says, saw that version of Wuthering Heights reviewed on YouTube channel recently. Never seen it myself. Oh, somebody reviewed it on YouTube. Oh, interesting. And then Rocket Bunny, wow, I do have loads to watch. Quite a few recommended by you guys, either on watch list or I bought. Trouble is, when I get the time, I'd rather game first. Well, yeah, if you're a gamer, that's what happens.
I know we need to get together and do that Planet Craft.
Yeah.
We haven't done that for a while.
There's never enough time, is there? I then end up just watching an episode of TV either at meal times or late before bed. And
that's why I said I've been watching Doctor Who and Space 1999 recently.
Doing the same, yeah.
They're nice 45-minute things, 25-minute, 45 minutes, that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Which we miss, I think, nowadays. Doctor Who just, it's not like that, the cliffhangers are all gone.
So, yeah.
Seen a few Marvel ones on TV. Don't mind the Captain America ones, Tony says.
Yeah, Winter Soldier, all of that.
Yeah. That's considered, isn't it, one of the better ones. And then Tony asks, never been a fan of the Brontes. Don't really appeal. Brontes. On Yorkshire Mowers.
God, Jesus Christ.
Bunny,
Yorkshire.
I did watch Doctor Strangelove last weekend. Very funny and topical with Mr. Trump doing his thing at the moment. Great film.
Hey, look, Rocket Bunny's got a text to look. He's got last. Can you have finger stutter? You can.
And then next one will be Trap, yes, which Ian recommended a couple of weeks ago. I hope you enjoy Trap.
I've got that on Steelbook and I haven't got around to watching it yet.
Yeah, watch it. It's great. And then, I have Pope Joan on DVD, really. From what I remember, it's about a woman posing as a man who became Pope in the Middle Ages. I find that quite interesting. I'd be interested in that. And then Rocket Bunny. Oh, I love Operation Crossbow, one of my favorite war films. I remember watching it as a kid. Yeah, the start of the film with the V1 test flights are great. Yeah, it's funny. I was a kid, all these war films. I was watching them as well. I just love war.
I tell you what, when you mentioned Operation Crossbow, you know what came into my mind? And I think it's another Tony Curtis film. It's the one where they've got the submarine and they paint it pink. What was it? Operation Petticoat or something?
Oh, yeah. Yes, pink that's Petticoat. It. Operation. Yeah.
And that I loved that film when I was a kid.
Yeah.
This war thing where they paint the submarine pink and they've got 3 girls or something on board and all that sort of stuff. I thought that was really quite good.
I've not seen that for years. A very long time. And Sophia Loren's in Crossbow. Well, what a beautiful woman she is. Wow. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I also watched Reach for the Sky again a few Sundays ago. Reach for the Sky, Kenneth Moore in it, and Douglas Spider story. Brilliant film. Another brilliant war film there. Sorry. And then he says, question, Bookman. Can you think of any films that were filmed in the island of Malta? Blooming heck. Cool. That's a good one.
I've already mentioned, I thought the Jurassic Park films were filmed in Malta.
Oh.
And if you look further on, I think Muckman said the Gladiator was.
Was it? Ah,
I don't know if Game of Thrones was filmed on Malta. It could have been, but I think that's mostly filmed in Ireland and
Ireland.
places like that.
Ah.
Not sure.
Mm. I'm just going to do it. My first sneak of the night. If I find anything. Films.
I'll let you look it up, but I think Jurassic
I'm
Park.
just having a look. Films filmed in Malta. Oh, is this true?
Don't forget, I want to watch the Artemis 2 blast off later on, so don't spend too much time.
Yeah. Well, it's come up with loads. Papillon, for instance. You know, that's what it's got on here. The boat.
The boat.
It's Midnight Express. Wow, I thought that was Turkey. Well, it is. It perhaps is representing Turkey because that's the prison one where he gets put in Turkish prison. There's quite a few. Yeah, it's got Jurassic World Dominion.
I thought the Jurassic one because I remember they go over the island in the helicopter, and I'm pretty sure that's Malta.
Oh, do you remember Orca? That one.
Orca, I've got Orca. Yeah. I've got the film Orca.
Oh, here's one. Force 10 from Navarone.
Wow.
Yeah. The Macintosh Man, Paul Newman. Oh, there's quite a lot. Eric the Viking. So that's a good
Eric
one.
The Viking. Wow.
Actually, there's loads. I mean, it's quite amazing that I'm surprised, you know. Ah, wow. And that's just, there's loads. Yeah. Anyhow, brilliant. Hey, buy it. You learn something every day, don't you? Eric the Viking in Malta. Brilliant. I know Gladiator and Popeye were filmed in Malta. Oh, yeah. I must admit, I'm not a fan of Popeye, even the live action one.
I think that was supposed to get a release this year, wasn't it?
Yeah. I never liked the cartoon. And here it says a couple of Jurassic Park films. I think that's you. They are amazing how you get everywhere, isn't it?
Hang on, what are you trying to say?
Well, you here, there, pop in here and pop in there. Yeah, a man of many talents. They pop in here and pop in there.
Look, just remember, I want to see the blast off later on.
Yeah. So, okay. What time is it now? 21.
Getting close to 10 o'clock, so we got about an hour.
Yeah. Don't worry. You won't. We can blast you off out of the chat. Right. There's a Malta story from the 50s with Jack Hawkins. Oh yeah, set in World War II. Not sure if it was filmed there. One I'm fairly sure was filmed on Malta is Eyewitness from 1970. It is Susan George and Lionel Jeffries. Yes, I've got that one. It's brilliant. I've got that on in my collection. Susan George, great. Muckman, I'm going to Malta on Friday for a week. Oh, yeah. Going to go to the pub where Oliver Reed died to pay my respects. It's not far from where we're staying, really. Has it become like a shrine almost to Oliver Reed? That's interesting. Yeah. Ian, if you enjoyed the setting of Shake Hands with the Devil, you would enjoy Ken Loach's The Wind that shakes the barley. I've seen that a long time ago, and it is a very good film. That's what's his name in that? The Cillian Murphy, isn't it? In that one.
Yeah.
One of my favorite family holidays was in Malta. This is Rock Bunny. In the 80s, I remember it was less commercial than previous holiday destinations we'd been to. Oh, well, that's good. Whether it's like that now, I don't know. I know Cyprus is popular, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
Ireland. And then we've got Slipknot saying sub.
Hey,
hello,
hello,
welcome.
Slipknot.
And then Rocket Bunny, hey, Slipknot. Slipknot, hi, matey. Si says, Tony says, hi, Slipknot. Slipknot says, Rocket Bunny, Si, Tony Orts, good evening. Si, has anyone seen the trailer for Exit 8? It's a Japanese horror where a man seems to be trapped in a loop. Oh, at an underground train station. It looks very creepy. Oh, I like those where they're trapped in loops. Sounds good. Japanese.
Yeah.
Exit 8. I'll try and remember that. Exit 8. That's good. It's coming out at the end of the month. Oh, wow. You have to go and see that. It sounds like one to see. Been a massive drop off on Steelbook purchasing from me too. Yeah.
You wouldn't believe how big a drop
They
off.
should be special for £35 plus.
You wouldn't believe how big a drop off I've had.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a cliff.
And then Rocket Bunny, wow, side that Exit 8 looks great, right up my street. We'll look out for that when it comes out streaming. Yeah, it does sound good. Exit 8. Now you've mentioned it. Tony says you can get slip covers specially made to. Seen a YouTube channel who regularly gets them. Costs around £10 each. Personally, not bothered about slips. Most of the time, they use the same artwork as
I think it was Mondo.
Wasted opportunity when they could use different art.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't know that continued. I think it was Mondo Chelovic that told me about the slips. Otherwise, I didn't know that you can get slips, sort of like deluxely made for yourself.
Yeah, you can get them. Yeah, I've seen some channels do that, but some channels get really upset if they don't get a slip cover and have to go and get one made. For me, I'm not bothered. If I get a slip cover, it's nice. If you don't, you don't. It's £10 seems quite a lot of money. I suppose it isn't for time and effort put in, but that £10, I could buy another Blu-ray for that. Rocket Bunny says, "I'll be watching whatever my parents are watching this Easter, caring for them both at the weekend. I'm sure we'll find something on streaming to watch. I'm sure you will." And yeah, what can I say? Caring, Delboy knows all about it as well. Yeah, and I did.
Like I say, to everybody that's been supporting me, my mother comes out tomorrow.
Yeah,
with any luck. So I'm really looking forward to that. Getting my mum home has been one of the most important things in the last 3 or 4 weeks. There's been a lot of support for me, and I really appreciated that. It's YouTube has been one of those things where it's taken my mind off of things an awful lot again. I've done a few videos that have been mixed received, but in the end, I think everybody knows just how important my mum is in my life. So
yeah,
and to all of those,
all that you described, it just brought back all memories to me of when I did exactly the same with my wife when they brought the bed in and all these things. It just brings it all back.
Believe it or not, I had somebody do a dislike on the video I made when my mum was first taken into hospital. I don't know what you could dislike about me just saying this is what's happened to my mum. I've got to go. So sorry that I'm only doing an hour-long blog or whatever it is. Somebody got a dislike to it.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't get that.
It's just bad.
But I've had so much support. You supported me. Size put a comment in there as well. I was going, wow, Size even commented. It's been one of those wonderful times where you sort of like definitely recognize who your friends are now.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
So. Yeah, definitely. And then we've got here Muckman saying, I agree, Tony. What's the point of a slip if they use the same artwork? That's what some people say, yeah. Try Oatabix here, like Weetabix, but made with oats, as the name would suggest. Tasty. And I think they're supposed to be healthier than Weetabix. Oh.
Yeah, they are.
heard of Weetabix.
Isn't it all to do with one's made with the ears of corn, and the other one
Oh,
is, the other one is an oat. I think it's something along those lines. I never really worked it out.
are they
I like
made
wheat.
by the
I like
same?
Weetabix, and I don't like really shredded wheat much. I think it
Are
tastes
they
like
made by the
cardboard.
same people then? Weetabix as Weetabix.
Probably.
Yeah.
All I know is that I never really got on with shredded wheat or shredded bites or any of those because they tasted like cardboard to me.
Oh, I
Uh,
like them actually.
but
Yeah.
I like bran flakes, and I like
Yeah, I like them
Special
as well.
K. I like Special K, and I like.
Yeah. Yeah. I like all them.
But
Yeah.
Weetabix I used to love because my dad used to in the morning get me a Weetabix, and they do it with hot milk.
Yeah. In winter, my mum did that.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I used to love that.
Yeah.
And
I remember
then of
before I
course
went to
the
school,
Weetabix, when the milk
to
goes
do
into
that.
it, it turned into a
Yeah.
sort of like a porridge.
Yeah. I've got
Because
really
it's
good memories. My mum, she would do the cereals, hot milk, and then she would do things like bacon sandwiches. We'd have bacon sandwiches as well, and I love bacon. I could eat bacon all day. It was a
now.
real
Do
treat.
you like smoky bacon, or do you like normal? Just
I think if I
standard.
have a choice, I'd choose normal bacon. If I have a
I
choice,
think smoke is
yeah.
a bit too overpowering for me.
Yeah,
Smoke.
I think if I have a choice, I don't mind smoky bacon, but if I go and buy bacon, I'll always buy the normal one, not smoky.
Is it back bacon you buy as well?
Oh, yeah. I notice if you streak is the cheapest, isn't it? And you put it in the frying pan and it just shrinks
Shrivel,
to virtually
yeah.
nothing, and you
And
get these real
some
little
people,
bits.
I think some people like streaky because if you cook it right, you get really hard sort of like
Yeah,
crackling type thing, don't they? And they like
yeah,
crispy bacon. Back
yeah,
bacon because it's mostly meat with less fat. It's
yeah, yeah.
you know I like back bacon on a breakfast plate,
Oh, I
and
could
I
just
like
eat.
streaky bacon in a sandwich.
Yeah, I'll eat any bacon really.
You'll eat anything, wouldn't you? Jesus,
Yeah, anything.
you'd go to China and have that running cockroaches off the floor on a
Oh
skewer.
no.
You would.
I
And
like sweet and sour pork.
anything that you could put in your bird's eye fish fingers, isn't it? Really, with you.
I could have sweet and sour fish fingers, couldn't I? Put some sweet and sour sauce on them. Yeah. I'm like Dad with cereals. We're shredded wheat people, although I do vary it up with a bit of different fruits on it every day. Yeah, why not? You get to know what you like, and sometimes you don't want to change. I'm like that sometimes,
Yeah.
you're just set in your ways.
I've never turned around and say how can you like shredded wheat? It's just I don't like shredded wheat,
Yeah.
but I know that
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that do.
Yeah. But I mean, it's
I'm
like
just
you get used to a cereal you like, you just eat it. Like Weetabix at one time. I was just eating Weetabix all the time.
yeah.
Just out of it. And then Tony says, think you can still get Angel Delight. Not
You
had it for
can.
years. Love sponge and custard. Almost anything with custard, to be honest. Yeah. I
Angel
don't like it
Delight.
when custard goes with that skin on it. And
Like I
funny.
say, Birds, Custard, Angel Delight, they're all
Mm.
still available.
Yeah. Tony says Ambrosia do a deluxe custard too, much richer than Birds. Oh, you're in your element there then. And then Rocket Bunny exploding custard, eh? You'll learn all sorts on this channel. Yeah. The yellow stuff was this is Tony says will likely have been semolina and it's nicer with jam. That's it. Yeah, that'll be the one. My mum used to do it, and you put your jam in. Last Jack Palance film I saw was the 88 film's recent release of The Crazy Craze. That's it. Yeah, that's one got on DVD.
I'll tell just before we go on, you've just brought back some memories for me, you guys, just to let you know. I'll tell you a little story, and I think I've told this before. Can you name at school the most disgusting thing you've ever eaten? Can you, Ian?
I'm just trying to think. No, it was that the what we call the frog spawn. I just
Shall I
couldn't.
tell you what mine
Yeah,
was? And I was sick, right?
yeah,
And I deserved this, and I'll tell you the story. My friend, I don't know if it was this was at primary school, right? And at primary school, you used to muck about with school dinners,
yeah,
right? And every Friday, it used to be fish, right? Because it was Friday, right? So you
yeah,
had fish on a
yeah,
Friday, right?
yeah,
And the first thing that you had was soup, right?
yeah,
Now, I only liked tomato soup and oxtail soup, right? So
yeah,
whenever they brought any other soup, I didn't want to eat it, right?
yeah.
My friend turned around and said, "Shall I show you a trick?" And I went, "Yeah, go on then." And he said, "I can balance this spoon on the top of any soup." And I went, "Nah." He said,
Yeah.
"Yeah." And he showed me, he put vinegar, right, in his soup, went, oh, because it
Yeah.
was fish, right, that we were going to have.
Yeah.
Put vinegar all on it. And then he balanced the spoon on top because it didn't mix with the
Ah,
soup. So it was like
yeah.
a film of vinegar over
Yeah.
the top. So
Yeah.
I went, "Oh, wow, I've got to try that." So I put this vinegar in, right, in my soup.
Yeah.
And the school teacher came round the corner, right, when I was doing this, and she made me eat it. It made me sick.
Oh, that
It
was a
was
bit.
disgusting. I never did that again, but it just brings back so many happy memories because everybody around, all my mate was going,
Nah,
and I was going, I didn't say you bastards, did I? I was about 8 years old,
yeah.
but you know what I mean. I was just going, it's typical, isn't it, that I got caught. You did it just now, right? Showed off and showed how you can balance a spoon on the top of a soup. I do the same thing and I get caught and have to eat the damn thing. Disgusting.
Oh
And
dear.
that's just a fun little story that just brought back
Yeah.
some memories when you started talking about food. Go on,
Yeah.
carry
It
on.
does.
Sorry, I had to mention that because it was a funny story for
Yeah.
me anyway.
Yeah. And then Slipknot says, "Have you seen Alone in the Dark 1982 with Jack Palance, Dwight Schrute, and Donald Pleasance?" I don't think I have seen Alone in the Dark. That sounds that's a good cast. Anything with Donald Pleasance in,
Oh yeah.
absolutely. And then Stone Book.
Yeah,
Oh,
remember I
yeah.
told you that Flintstones is not a steel book, it's a stone.
Yeah, that's it. And then Tony says, "Not heard of that Slipknot, but Donald Pleasance is usually well worth watching." He is. What a
Yeah.
great actor he was. Yeah.
He was in that anthology that I was talking about. I think he was the guy that bought the medals from Peter Cushing in the shop from Beyond the Grave, and then kept walking past this girl that was selling matchsticks that was blind.
Oh,
If you
yeah,
remember
I'll have to
rightly,
watch
he
that.
was posing that he'd been in the war and had got all these medals. He
Yes,
stole them, didn't he, from
yeah.
the shop?
Do you know?
Because the whole premise of that film was don't cross the antiques dealer, because if you do, there's going to be a nasty
Be
thing.
trouble. Yeah,
And
yeah.
my favorite story, I think, from that film was the one where they hold a seance in front of the mirror. The very first story,
Yeah.
where it said, "Should we hold a seance?" And a bloke comes up at the window and in the mirror, and he asks him to go out and kill and bring blood to the mirror, doesn't he? But he does that
Yeah.
so that he can come out of the mirror, and then he pushes the guy that does all the killings into the mirror,
Yeah.
doesn't he?
Oh,
And you can only escape if you hold a seance.
yeah.
It was a really good story. I like that one.
Yeah. Rocket Bunny says, "I love Peter Cushing's Star Wars story where George Lucas gave him some carpet slippers because his Imperial boots were so uncomfortable. Such an old pro." Yeah. Oh, yeah. They must have loved him absolutely on Star Wars.
Yeah. It's a shame that the Cushing residents have lost their court case in regards to Star Wars, though, because they used his likeness without asking.
Well, they did that, yes.
And apparently they've let it go. So, which I think it's because if they had won, that would have opened a whole can of worms in regards to what's going to happen in the future in regards to using a likeness.
Yeah. I can see that happening a lot. At the moment, you can tell the difference, can't you? But
Yeah,
what
yeah,
happens
yeah.
when you can't tell the difference?
Yeah, when the technology gets so good.
You won't be able to tell the difference, will you? That's what's worrying. I find it worrying that, and
It's a whole story. It's a whole story that we'll have to do a whole
yeah,
episode on at
it's
some
like
point.
that. I told you I thought was interesting. They did on this missing Dalek episode, one of the Master Plan episodes. They did an AI photo of what they thought it was going to be like, and then when we actually saw the one when it came, when the discovered episodes, the photo was totally wrong. It wasn't like that at all.
Yeah.
So that just showed me that you can't. How can you trust it? You can't trust AI at all.
Yeah, because
on that.
the other thing about it is those telesnaps. They give you the impression of what you think that that particular scene looked like.
Yeah.
And they were talking about William Hartnell, where he had this expression on his face. But then, if you watch now the sequence, because they found now episode 1, you'll see that that was sort of like caught with him just about to say something. So he was like that or something, when actually he was just talking normally.
Yeah.
It's really good, because that means that all those animated ones, really, they're thinking that the scene looked like this, when actually it didn't look like that at all. So in another thing about that first episode that we'll get to see over the bank holiday, I think. This bank holiday the chair that the brigadier's in, what I mean. In the in all of the animations that they've done, or fan favorites, they've done a normal chair when actually it's a futuristic chair.
Exactly.
There isn't a normal chair inside the TARDIS. It's an actual futuristic looking chair that he's sort of like.
That is, they haven't perfected that at all. Well, they can't, can they? Obviously.
So the telesnaps have been a form of delight, because we wouldn't have had anything. But they are only a snapshot of every 2 minutes or something, or every minute, or every 15 seconds or whatever, and so can give you a false impression.
That's right. Yeah,
totally false impression. So.
Right. Anyhow, let's carry on now.
Anyway, it was the name I was thinking of was Nicholas Courtney. I couldn't remember.
Yeah,
it wasn't the Brigadier. It was Nicholas.
Yeah,
Courtney.
That's right. It's all right. Tony Hawk's is pretty good. I've been meaning to give it a rewatch. All right. And question: can only keep one piece of cushion or Christopher Lee? Oh, well.
Nobody's put Peter Cushing.
Yeah, I can see it there. Yes, Cushing. Oh dear.
For me, it would have to be Peter Cushing.
Yeah, same.
But that's not to take away how fantastic Christopher Lee was.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
It's one of those ones where you're asking me to choose which sibling, my son or my daughter, do I choose as my favorite? That's such a hard question, that one.
Well,
thanks very much, you bastard.
It's an impossible question, size.
It's an impossible question.
Right. It is, yeah. And the last interview with Lee and Cushing together, when Peter was ill, always brings tears to my eyes. Oh, so much friendship and history between them. I know it is. I've watched it on YouTube. I think it's on YouTube. It's it does bring tears to your eyes.
They're showing all the Hammer documentaries at the moment on Rewind.
Yeah.
They had Oliver Reed, a special on Oliver Reed last night, or the other night, the night before.
Stuff. He used to narrate them Hammer things, didn't he? Oliver
Christopher Lee did, yeah.
And then Rocket Money Cushing is so jolly in it also. Oh, is he? Oh, God. Difficult choice. Think I'd keep Peter Cushing. I know what you mean. I think, I would. Wow, Del, you haven't seen Suspiria. Yeah,
I've said that loads of times. I haven't seen Suspiria.
They're shocked. Mind you, it's just same as me. I've not seen half of the films, but Suspiria, I like a lot of horror films, and Suspirio's Argento, and and then hopefully after they've watched that, he might start watching some more Dario Argento films.
Yeah,
because he's superb. Italian horror. You need to watch it. And then you're in for a treat, Si says. There you are. Yeah. Thanks, Si. Film short to follow, of course. Yeah, great. A notification just came up on the phone. It's almost time for bed. You'll get a notification in 60 minutes. Must have it on some kind of child setting.
Is that based on the government's new legislation on how much
time for bed,
you
Tony?
can have when you're filming?
Yeah. So I said, oh, I forgot to say that. I went to see the original Russian 1972 Oh Solaris the other week. I was surprised at how much I enjoyed it. Going to look at more films from the director, starting with Stalker. I've never seen it, but it's well thought of. That is always mentioned, Solaris. Russian sci-fi. And then Muckman says, I'm struggling with Tarkovsky films. I wasn't that keen on Solaris or Stalker. I preferred Ivan's Childhood. All right. I've not seen any of those. His films are very slow and meditative. All right. So if you're feeling a bit tired, in other words, you'll fall asleep. That's a polite way of saying that. Meditative. Sweeney Blu-rays are fantastic picture quality wise, in my opinion, Tony says. Very likely better than when they were first broadcast, with improvement in TVs. The Blu-ray of New Avengers is of similar quality. No. And then continued. Sorry, I was looking for other bit. I found other bit. Continue in bothering with the 4K, in my opinion.
Right.
Yeah,
that's an interesting one.
Agree.
Like I said, I wish I could have got this Swedish. I believe they came out in 2 editions, one in 16:9 and one in original ratio, and you could choose between them. I don't know if that was in the same box set or you had to choose between which box set you wanted to buy. I was very interested in the restorative documentaries that came out on YouTube, but it was such a while ago now. I can't quite remember what they said. But I so wanted them. Denny bought them, and I couldn't afford them. So
no. Right. We've got Jamie here. I've kept them for a rewatch though, hoping I might enjoy them when I'm in a better mood for them. I think that's true. Sometimes you have to be in the right mood. Some films you watch again and think, oh, you change your opinion. Si says, I'll have to look that up, Jamie. I understand that Solaris isn't everyone's cup of tea. I just watch it at the right time, I think. Then I've got that with Tony said. Sonnenberg's remake of Solaris seems to be getting a better reevaluation these days. Point. Yeah. And then Don't Sub Gaming. Hello.
No.
Welcome. And what's the theme films?
Is that a troublesome person? Yes, we're talking about films.
Yeah, we are. Well, we talk about everything. It does say "ask us anything," so we do sometimes.
Just a very unusual name.
Don't rice pudding or whatever.
I just a very unusual name. Don't Sub Gaming. Sorry if I'm giving you a bad rep, but that seems like a very weird name.
Yeah. And then Samuel 422. Hello, chatters. Hello.
No.
I forgot. On Sunday evening, I watched Contact again. One of my favorites. That one, Jodie Foster in her prime was great. Yeah, I've not seen that for years. It is a good film, as I remember Contact. And then we got Tara saying hi, Sandy. And Si says hi, Sandy. And then. Well, are you guys going to watch Artemis 2 launch tonight? Yes, there we are. And then I went to see Project Hail Mary again for the 3rd time. Blooming heck now. I absolutely love it. I'm jealous.
Just before you go any further, by the way, Don't Sub Gaming's just come on saying Sorry, guys, I found your channel while browsing YouTube. Hope it's okay for me to watch. I love films too. No, of course. All I was getting at was it's such an unusual name. Don't sub
Yeah,
gaming.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
are
yeah,
you against gaming then or something? I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know what it was, but it was just an unusual name. Of course, everybody's welcome.
yeah,
Please come in, ask a
yeah.
question. This is what we're all about. So yeah.
And Rocket
Marvelous.
was there, Sandy. Nice to see you. You beat me in that question. Yes, I'll be watching that. I'm a bit of a space guru myself. Yeah,
I can't wait. I
yeah.
really want to watch it.
I'm
I'm
excited.
so hyped over it. It's unbelievable.
Game of Thrones was filmed in Malta and Croatia. Oh, right. And then, hi, Rocket Boy 71. I'm super excited for it. Well,
You and
brilliant.
me
Yeah,
both.
yeah.
Jesus.
I wish I had a bit more faith in the SLS. Fingers crossed it goes okay. Yeah, hopefully. It will, Sandy said, it will be fine. No need to worry about things like the SRBR rings as they're
Yeah.
Avita's built-in now. So they will be great. It's not Saturn V great, but still great.
You know, me and Ian were having a chat before we started, and I told him, well, from your point of view, Ian, you remember the moon landing, so you
I
you
was
were
up
sort of from my point of
watching it,
view,
yeah.
I don't remember Apollo 13 much. I don't remember the moon landing. I was the sort of age where I could just about remember the last Apollo flight, that the last one when they landed on the moon and went around in the rover and they had color cameras up there. They stopped going. So I've actually been and seen a shuttle flight take off. So this is the first time really that I've seen a big rocket take off and do something as comprehensive as going around the moon. So to me, it's as important as the whole space race for me. Sandy makes an important point. The O-rings was what was the problem with the flight for, what was it, Challenger? Those were it was the O-rings that caused a problem. It blew up because they froze. So there's heaters on these now. So all of that sort of stuff has sort of like been taken away. Do you know what I mean? This seems like it's a much they've gotten every precautionary measure out there in such a way that if they need to abort, they will land in daylight where they think they might land in the ocean, in part of the world where the equator will be here when if anything goes wrong. They've looked at it from every angle like that. So I went, wow, you mean you're taking off at a time that's timed to the point where if they were to back out and the LEM part of it, breaks up, they'll land in a part of the world where it'll be light. See what I mean? I'm going, wow, what calculation do you need to do for that? You know what I mean? So I'm super hyped. I'm really going on.
I'd just like to say that the excitement of 1969 was incredible because at school, the schools, we were following it at school. It was like being taught all about the space program. And I just say I always remember it, my dad waking me up about really early hours, about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and going downstairs on this black and white telly, seeing this, because it was one of them small black and white tellies that we had in those days.
Right.
And you imagine the picture quality wasn't that good really on those black and white, but even though we saw this image, this really image, but it was brilliant. It was fantastic. And that's what annoys me about all these stupid conspiracy theory people saying, about all sorts of rubbish. I know it was real because I was watching it on the TV. You couldn't fool anybody like that the way it was. It was just one of the things that you always remember. And then Apollo 13, of course, that living through that as well. That, could you imagine, that dominated the news totally. The whole world was almost watching Apollo 13 because they didn't know it was going to work.
No,
they really didn't. they thought that they were really almost preparing people for its failure. They really were. That they were going to not survive. It was an incredible moment, and it made you think. Apollo 13 was important because it really it showed you the dangers of space. We'd seen it, in earlier Gemini project, I think, where there was a bad accident and people got killed.
Oh yeah.
The reality was, you think of the technology of 1969 and compared to today, and how they managed to get to the moon was absolutely.
I told you about that film, The Dish, didn't I?
Yeah, it's an absolute. It was a major achievement, and the whole world was just watching it. It's something I'll never forget. There are moments in your life that you never forget, and that is one of them. I just can see my dad waking me up and getting me, and we were all sat downstairs watching it, and you were glued to TV all day. You just couldn't stop. You was watching it. It was just brilliant. Anyhow, let's get on because I don't want to go on too long. Del, I saw your gaming stream last night was working, so couldn't comment. But it was very good. More, please. There you are,
well, thank you. It was one of those. Thank you. That's so nice of you, Sandy. It was one of those ones where Steve still plays gaming, which I wholly recommend anybody that likes gaming goes and subscribes to. Turned around and said, "Oh, you bastard! Why haven't you done a live stream of gaming? You promised, you little shit." So I went, "Okay, I better do it then." And I wasn't too tired, and I thought, but why nobody turns up? I don't know what games I'm going to be playing. Of course, I had a few people come in. Jamie came in and asked me to play some games. I played some of his. I played some of Steve's and all of that sort of stuff. Had a nice time. It was a fun time. Had a few little technical histories with my little Mister device, but got it working in the end.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That's very nice of you, Sandy. Thank you.
That's good. Excellent. And then Rocketman says, "Oh, Ian, don't like Tron. Now you're saying you don't like old Popeye cartoon. What are we to do with you?" Well, I don't know. I just didn't like Popeye. I always say it. I prefer Top Cat. Top Cat for me was the thing. I love Top Cat.
Oh yeah, but hang on a minute. Top Cat is the 60s and Popeye goes back to the 40s.
Yeah, the Popeye just no. I don't mind Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny going back earlier and all that, and Tom and Jerry. I like Tom and Jerry. They go right back. In fact, I've got complete Tom and Jerry. I've got all the Tom.
Yeah,
and Jerry
I've got those. I think somewhere.
The great.
Aren't there some though Tom and Jerry ones that they couldn't put in that collection because there was?
No, I've had mine a few years.
Wasn't it because of the trademark music or something like that?
There's a few things. I've had them a long time. I know they have actually. There has been some sort of problems with them. But anyhow, I do love Tom and Jerry. But anyhow, hang on. Yeah.
Yeah, like this. Tom and Jerry, the collector's edition, like that.
Yeah, so, mine's a bit different from that, but yeah, it's similar to that one.
Yeah, volumes 1 and 2 includes 50 animated classics. 5 Academy Award winners. Yeah,
it's very good. And then Sai says a girl recommended me Exit 8. I think it's based on a video game. Oh, right.
I think it was actually.
Yeah.
I only know about it because somebody mentioned last week about a game, and I went, "Oh yeah, that's Korean, yeah." And then I sent you Silent Hill. Then I sent you Silent Hill because I said that's based on a game. That's based on a game.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
I didn't get on with it.
I think Exit 8 is, but I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure on that one.
And then
rings a bell.
What's your favorite Korean movie? I think we've had this question before. you want to say yours? I know what mine is.
Well, it's that I've only seen a few, and I think my one's the one that Jamie bought me. Really, mine's the Seven Samurai, and the
Oh, the Seven Samurai. Yeah. Oh
um,
God. Yeah.
and the two that he sent me that were follow-ups, he was a very naughty boy and bought me a nice little box set, and I watched those, and I was so engrossed with it. It was great. He was a very naughty boy. Bought me it, sent it me in the post.
Train to Busan, is that Korean?
Well, remember, I haven't bought that yet.
Yeah, so I would choose that because it's brilliant.
That zombie thing, it's a trilogy, and I didn't know whether I should buy the trilogy or whether I should buy the 4K of the one that everybody keeps talking about.
Yeah.
I'm still in that dilemma now. Do I get all three of them, or do I get the one that's...
Well, one's an animated one, I think.
Oh, by the way, Muckman's just corrected me, saying those are Japanese. So, yeah.
Which ones?
The Seven Samurai and the...
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not as intelligent and worldwide as Muckman.
Well, yeah.
I'm not. I'll admit it. I put my hands up and go, do you know what? I've got no bloody idea. I just wanted to big up Muckman Movies.
Oh, yeah. Well, why not? He's got a great channel. Absolutely.
Nobody's advertised him yet today.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Go and have a put on Muckman and try and find his channel. Which reminds me, if anybody hasn't...
No, bog off. Right, hang on. Before you do that, because I get embarrassed, I need a bottle of water so you can carry on, right?
Yeah, there you are. Anyhow, subscribe to his channel. He's got a good excuse for not being embarrassed. But go and I put a link below. You should be able to find it. And click on that link and go to his channel if you're not unsubscribed. He's got a great channel. I always big up his blog. He does a blog every Sunday, and it's a snapshot of his life, a diary, and all that he's been going through. And particularly at the moment, he's been going through quite a lot. And it's always a good snapshot. And it's essential viewing, I think, if you want to get to know Delboy. And it's a snapshot of what he's going through at that particular time. But he does other things as well. If you're in the gaming community, you'll know him for the contribution he does to gaming. And sometimes when he can, he does sort of film reviews as well, which are really good. But if you know Delboy, you know his time is quite limited. He's got a lot going on. But his blog is something that he always does no matter what. And it is brilliant. It's really good. So if you haven't subscribed, please click that link and subscribe to him. And
that's very nice of Ian to do that. He says it every week,
but it's true. What I say is true. I want it's very true. It's a really good, well thought out blog, but yet it's from the heart. He says how he feels at that particular time, and I think that comes across. And that is brilliant.
I'll say it again. It's a diary, not a blog.
It's not, like people can be all jolly and what have you, and really they're hiding something, or it's so slick that you think, oh no, I don't like it. This is honest. It's not edited. It's just how he's feeling. And
we'll say that it's not edited.
Well, you know what I mean, don't you? Because that's important. You get people, and sometimes like jump. It keeps jumping all the time.
Christ, yeah.
Yeah, I hate those. It don't. I do it. People say probably a lot, but I make mistakes. But I'll leave the mistakes in.
Yeah.
That's what you just put.
Makes us human. But it's a diary more than a blog. I will say that.
And from perfection isn't good anyhow.
From a diary perspective, it means it's sort of like what you'd write in your diary, to remind you what went on that week, and the thoughts that were going through your mind at that particular point.
Yeah,
and so some people might not like that, but it's a blog. I think is something where you go out and you're blogging something,
Yeah.
you're doing all of this sort of stuff. I sort of like do a diary where it's more like dear diary, this happened to me this week.
But it's honest, though, isn't it? That's the difference.
I tried to, yeah.
And that's what's important. If you're not honest, I always think something like that doesn't work because people can see through anyhow. You know, you'd have to be very good at hiding things, really good. And honesty is what people, and I say, nobody, in a way, perfection is not a good thing. Anyhow, just be how you are. And that's good.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much to all the support and love everybody.
And
I do pass it on genuinely to my mum.
Yeah, that's good. That's brilliant. And then Si says, Slipknot, is it? It looks really good. I've only seen the teaser to it, avoided the other trailers for it. Oh, this is that film they're talking about. Yeah.
Exit 8.
I saw The Devil is my favorite Korean film. Oh, right. Brilliant. And then Cy Robson from Google. Yes, the 2025 Exit 8 film is a Japanese psychological horror movie. Sounds good. I'm on board. Adapted from the 2023 indie video game, The Exit 8, created by Kotake Create. Oh,
yeah. Well, I think I've seen it on Steam for sale. The Exit 8,
but a psychological horror. I'm on board. Yeah. And then Tony says, add Tesco sausages as the Waitrose special offer on theirs has ended.
as long as you didn't buy farm foods, you're all right. Because nobody knows what goes in farm foods.
Yeah, I think you'll be all right. I think Waitrose were luxury, but Tesco's, I think they're all right. Don't worry about that.
Were they butcher's choice? Were they?
No, dodgy. Just watched that Exit 8 trailer. Looks like it's right up my street. Thanks for the heads up sign. There you are, Jamie. On this stream, you learn all sorts. And yeah, hopefully you'll be looking out for that, as we all will. Cyrobson, oh wow, I really need to check out ISTD. Been hearing great things. Great. Weekend breakfast treat while watching an early morning F1 quality race. A nice bacon and egg sandwich with a nice runny egg. I could eat them all the time.
So he watches because the Formula One has been late
on early. Yeah,
it's been on at like 2 a.m. in the morning.
Right. Yeah. And then it looks good, doesn't it? Yeah. That's that film.
What a bacon sandwich with runny egg. Yeah, it does look good.
Film where they exit. I'm with you on shredded wheat, Del. Too much like cardboard. Hey, you got a supporter there. I like shredded wheat. All right. Favorite Korean movie, probably Old Boy. Yeah, I knew Old Boy would pop up. But I love A Bittersweet Life. Yeah, that's good. The Handmaiden, and I saw The Devil too.
I've got Old Boy.
Yeah,
I've got that film.
Yeah, it's probably a good one. The Chaser and The Yellow Sea are South Korean films worth watching. Slipknot. Tony, disgusting school food for me would be boiled. Oh God, yeah, that smell, boiled cabbage, horrible. Still hate it to this day. I know I hate cabbage, but enjoy raw white cabbage as a salad ingredient. I don't mind it in kebabs, raw white cabbage. Yeah, enjoy all the puddings, even sprog spawn. Oh no, oh dear. Yes, lovely. Slipknot. There's a Korean action thriller called Public Enemy 2002. It was a major domestic hit in Korea. I thought it was decent, worth seeing for Asian cinema fans. And James says, if I'd been at home, I'd have watched The Temptation of Christ for Easter. I had it in my collection for ages, but not watched it yet. It's a great film. Actually, I would
Temptation of
probably watch
Christ is
that.
brilliant.
It is.
In fact,
Absolutely.
actually, I think I've only got the DVD of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I intend to get that in future. Definitely Last Temptation of Christ. Brilliant film. I'll try and find it, Slipknot. And then Old Boy is brutal, really tough watch. Only just found out it is based on a Japanese manga. Oh, really? Oh.
Yes.
Christopher Lee was a genuine badass, even hunted Nazis after World War II. Yeah, I've heard about that, Sandy. There was a lot about his war record and what he did as well. Really good. Interesting life. Rocket Bunny, I'm going to watch the fan recreation of Mission to the Unknown before watching the first 3 episodes of Dalek Master Plan back to back. Can't wait. Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, do you remember I sent you a YouTube of that fan made?
You did, yeah. I can't wait actually to see these first 3 Dalek episodes together. Yeah. We really need to check out A Bittersweet Life. Heard it's brilliant. Yeah. And then Rocket Money, Ruffle. What's that stand for?
Roll on floor laughing.
Sorry?
Roll on floor laughing.
Roll on floor laughing. Thank you. See how up to date I am. I'm still waiting for Delboy's 7 Samurai video. You'll probably have a long wait.
Honestly, I recorded quite a bit, but I never got to the end.
Yeah.
I think I've still got.
You've still got the files.
I've still got a couple of videos to send out this week, and I haven't got round to it.
Yeah. Del, after Suspiria, you need. Oh yeah, Deep Red. Yes, I've got that one. I love Deep Red.
Believe it or not, no, I have not seen Deep Red.
No, Suspiria and Deep Red essentials and phenomena. I think. A Bittersweet Life is fantastic. Slipknot, highly recommended. You can't get it. You can get it from Second Sight label, and 1 hour and counting. Artemis 2 is go for launch. Oh, it's going to go then.
Yeah, you hang on. So just before you go anywhere, Ian, that means that was how far back? And so we
I'm looking at the time now. 20. We'll have to hurry up because you want to go.
No, I just want to see the launch, but I think it's like 20 past 11 or something like that.
It's 20. Yeah, because it's 22:48 at the moment.
Yeah, if we get to 11 o'clock, that'll be a good stop.
Yeah, it's great to see these old TV series that were done on film have been remastered into HD or 4K. My parents were watching Kojak the other day, and it looked fantastic. I agree. It's amazing to see.
Anything that was done on film usually comes out really well on a 4K Blu-ray, HD, whichever way you look at it.
Subgamer says, sorry guys, I found your channel while browsing YouTube. Hope it's okay for me to watch. I love film. So you're welcome. Don't worry.
Well, I just said to him, I said, you're more than welcome. Yeah.
And thank you. I subscribed. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
And as Tony says, as far as I know, Del, they've only released Sweeney in the TV 4:3 version. There was a 16:9 version of one episode as a special feature in one of the sets. It did say they'd made 16.9 restoration.
Yeah, that's the documentary that I saw.
Country of all the episodes, but weren't releasing them yet. Right.
You see, because what they were saying was because they were originally in 4:3 ratio, you could make them 16:9, but it will crop the top and the bottom.
Yeah.
So you could have them looking really nice on modern TVs, or you could watch it with the black borders left and right. Yeah. Personally, I'd probably stick with the borders left and right because I'm a bit of a.
No, I agree. I don't mind them. I've got things where I've watched that are like that. I don't mind that.
I lived for years
Yeah.
with the borders at the top and the bottom. So why does it hurt me to have them on the left and the right? So
Here's a nice insult for you. Delboy remembers the Wright brothers.
yeah, well, he's a bastard.
It's before my time, you know. Delboy forgets that.
He keeps forgetting that he's been growing that beard since the Wright brothers. There you are.
And then having a laugh, and then Rocket Bunny. I watched a few episodes of Cagney and Lacey the other day, as it was something I could get my mum to watch. I was amazed it was in 6:9 and HD. Like watching a movie, really. Very good. Well, that's good quality. It's not a series I watched, to be honest, but it was very popular.
We watched that because when Starsky and Hutch finished and they completed a season, and it may have been a rewatch.
Yeah,
Cagney and Lacey would be in that slot because my mum used to watch The Gentle Touch on ITV.
Oh,
and if she went off to bingo, we would watch after BBC 9 o'clock news, so it'd be 9:25. Cagney and Lacey would come on.
Yeah,
and it would be on BBC One.
Yeah,
so we'd watch that.
And then reminder for Ian: do advert for Dell's channel. I've already done it. Thank you, anyhow, Tony. Yeah, I've done it. Thank you, Tony.
Yeah, the bastard.
On the advert. Cheers, Rocket Bunny. I've got that damn theme tune in my head. Yes, it does happen.
Cagney and Lacey, yeah.
Yeah, I love space too. It fascinates me. Shame it took so long to go out there again. Yeah, I think it's all. It's an exciting future ahead. I believe it is, definitely. So have I, but I think it may be the wrong one. Rockford Files. Oh, crikey, Rockford Files theme tune. Yeah. Cagney and Lacey as a saxophone intro, if that helps. And then Si says, that's the one, Del. There you are, you're spot on. Rocket Bunny, my earliest live memories of spaceflight was Space Lab. Oh, crikey, a Space Lab, using the upper stage of an Apollo rocket. I remember the crew doing somersaults around the interior. It was much bigger than an International Space Station module.
Yeah, the ISS module.
Yeah. Skylab was super awesome. I remember it. Yeah. And wasn't Tom and Jerry regarded as being too violent? It was. BBC, I think, ran into trouble with that, being too violent. And then Rocket Bunny, my granddad was RAF in the war. Typical handlebar mustache most of his life. Strict disciplinarian, drank like a fish. In his younger days, absolutely loved the original 40s.
If I remember rightly, Tom and Jerry did get slammed for a bit of violence, but I think it's got banned later on because wasn't there a woman in it, like a black maid?
There was. You saw her feet.
You'd only ever see her legs.
Yeah, that's right. And
that was more the bit that they banned it for.
I'm still, at least if you bought it on physical media, you add that bits in. I mean, one I've got's got that in. I don't know if they've done updated versions and got rid of them. I don't know, but they shouldn't have done it. Really, I don't.
No.
And then
she used to go, Thomas.
Yeah, it was great fun. Seven Samurai and the others are Japanese, Delboy.
Yes, I told you. I'm always being corrected.
See Mary Whitehouse. I knew Mary Whitehouse. She pops up, tried to get them banned, Tony. She did, yeah.
Yeah, but she was a bitch.
And Dr. Who, of course, we always know that she tried to get banned. Was he a pilot or ground crew rocket? I don't know. I thought there was some controversy about them saying she really was a nuisance, to put it politely.
Mary Whitehouse.
Yeah, politely. Mary Whitehouse, yes. Rocket Bunny, electrical engineer Tony. He was a bit old for flying, so served on the ground. He also did a lot of work on the early radar mass. That's fantastic. And aircraft. Oh, great. Brilliant. Del, every week I do, as Ian says, and hit your subscribe button. I'll be subscribed again next week.
Because he keeps unsubscribing, then subscribing, then unsubscribing.
That would be a good trade to have when he was back in civilian life. Yeah. Oh, definitely. And then he stayed in the RAF until the early 70s. My earliest walking steps were in Cyprus. Oh, at his last posting in 72. Apparently, when my parents visited him. Oh, it was brilliant. Cyprus, eh? How often to do streams? We do them every week. Every week
Every
on
Wednesday.
Wednesdays, 8 o'clock Wednesday. We say 8 o'clock, but we probably don't come on exactly at 8 o'clock. But we try do. Normally we're having a chin wag on. We forget. Oh, crikey. Don't type. Don't worry about typos. Our local butcher has good girth on his sausages. What? I don't know what to say about that one.
I think that's why he was a bit embarrassed saying that.
It's every Wednesday at 8 p.m. UK time, Tony says. Yes. Don't sub gaming. Thanks. Tony Hawks, I will watch next week. I'm going to watch Launch now. Bye for now. And then bye. Dot sub. And then Rocket Man, go on in. Let's keep the shredded wheat flag flying. All these Philistines saying it's like cardboard. I know. They've no idea, have they? They've no idea. Good old shredded wheat. Brilliant. Strange, I can see any of the don't sub. Hey, you can't see any of don't sub's comments. I don't understand why. We were examining stuff in background. I don't know. And Rocket Bunny says, me neither. I don't know. Neither could I at first, Jamie. Change the setting on the phone to all chat, which may possibly contain spam. Then I could see them.
That could be the reason then. It might be because at some point somebody's come in and they've acted as if there was spam, so then it's blocked.
Oh, well, that might look at again if there's any way we can get the comments to it. And an old school pre-emoji text emote moment with it won't happen again. All right. And then YouTube must consider them a spam for some reason. I don't know. 35 minutes. Oh, countdown. Don't sub. Sorry, I can't see your comments. A warm welcome to you. Nice to see you are here. Yeah, nice to see you.
See you, nice.
Yeah, nice to see you. I say anytime, mate. And then Tony, I've been watching some Gentle Touch that our YouTube channel is uploading. Not too keen on them, to be honest. Prefer Juliet Bravo. That's bringing them back. Probably as it's up north, even though it's the wrong side at Pennines.
Yeah, Gentle Touch was the ITV 9 o'clock sort of like show. Juliet Bravo, I like. That was on at 7 o'clock in the same sort of position as that Nurses thing. What was it called? The Nurses Angels.
Angel. Yeah.
I liked both, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Gentle Touch though was a sort of like a more grittier thing because it was 9 o'clock at night.
Juliet Bravo.
Juliet Bravo sort of reminds me of Heartbeat a little bit.
This is interesting. It says, Tony, did you know that Jill Gascoigne was married to Alfred Molina until her death in 2020? Oh, she died in 2020.
I was very sad when she died, actually, in 2020, because I don't know what it is. I think her show came on at a time where I had a real crush on Jill Gascoigne. She always used to wear those sort of like blouses that you could sort of like see through a little bit.
Hey up, lad.
Well, I was a young growing man.
I know what you mean. Yes, I was looking recently at the wiki page about her. Didn't know before I saw it there. And then what man says moves is bye, and then bye again, and then bye. That's weird, isn't it? Coming up. Bye, Jamie. McMahon and his girthy sausage. Well, enough said. Spammer. See you, Jamie. Have a good one. And they're a spam fritter. Yeah.
Spam filter, you see,
Yeah,
spam fritter.
I call filter. Oh, yes, fritter. Yeah, I had my settings set to ignore potential spam.
Yeah.
I like spam. I think it tastes good. Yeah.
I just remember the Monty
Uh,
Python. I remember the Monty Python days.
Monty Python. Spam, spam,
Baked
spam,
beans,
spam.
sausages, spam,
Yes.
baked beans, spam, and spam.
I still eat it. I love spam. Where do I change that, Muckman, if you're still here? Rocket Boo says. I like to see spam. And then I think we're on the last one here. There's a bit at the top of the chat section on my phone, Rocket, to change it. And then good night, all. Thanks, Tony. Yeah, thank you, Tony, for being with us. And Muckman, little settling symbol, top right, Bunny, oh yeah, about the spam business.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have a look. Thanks, Rocket Bunny says. And then Si says, nighty night, guys, and thanks to Ian and Delboy for tonight's movie chat. And here's to Mrs. Dell getting home tomorrow.
That's
Thank
really
you,
nice.
Si. Lovely kind words as always. And thank you, everyone that's contributed and watched.
Yeah, do you know what? The only thing I didn't get to know was what people like to watch at Easter. Even Si asked and nobody said.
He says, I don't think I've eaten spam in 40 years, Rocket Money says. Well, now's the time. Get some spam down here. Yeah, sorry. I know you want to get off to watching, but thank you, everybody who has contributed by watching us. And we'll be back again next week, as always. And I'll let Delboy do his farewells.
Well, no, we say it's goodbye from me.
It's goodbye from him.
Good night, and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, I always do my Frankie Howard. I've seen a few documentaries this week of Frankie Howard, very enlightening. But he always used to go, salute. So I'll do exactly the same thing. Thank you very much, guys, to everybody. And thank you, Ian, for allowing me to be a guest again, as always.
You're welcome. And I'll just cheers, guys. Take care and have a good Easter. I said temptation of Christ, Delboy. Thanks a lot, everyone in chat. Rocket Bunny says, Ian and Del, of course, good night. Well, thank you, Rocket Bunny, as always, for joining us. Great to see you in here, and hope you enjoyed it, and hope everybody enjoyed it. And I'll say my farewell. And all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.
We got a wave like this for about 5 minutes.